Dear Aries and those with Aries rising, welcome to a very special week that may open the door to significant developments in your life and allow you to redefine your direction with some surprising insights. This week, there are such influences in the sky that some Aries may receive news they have been waiting for, some may witness great happiness in their family life, and some may realize that the unseen hand of fate is guiding them down a completely different path. There is one day in particular that carries a miraculous energy. If you have been waiting for luck in a certain matter for a long time, that door may open this week. We are stepping into a new week guided by the stars. Let's see what it will bring to your sign. Before starting the video, if you find my comments helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. This way, you can be the first to know about the weekly horoscope readings. Dear Aries, the week of June 8th to 14th particularly highlights home, family, life structure, inner peace, and emotional security for you. This week, the sky may want to show you the answer to the question, where is true happiness? Especially if you've been feeling exhausted lately due to the intense pace, mental fatigue, work pressures, or anxieties about the future, life is now beginning to slow you down and direct you towards areas that will nourish your soul. One of the strongest and luckiest influences of the week occurs on June 9th. The Venus-Jupiter conjunction at 25 degrees of Cancer will take place in your fourth house. In astrology, Venus represents love, peace, happiness, aesthetic sense, and abundance, while Jupiter represents growth, opportunities, luck, expansion, and divine support. The coming together of these two benevolent planets already creates an extremely powerful energy in itself. Moreover, since this conjunction occurs in your fourth house, which is the foundation of your life, its effects can be much more personal and lasting. Therefore, the most positive developments of the week may occur in your home and family life, dear Aries. An Aries who has long wanted to buy a house may encounter the opportunity they've been waiting for. Those planning to move may finally find a place they like. Those wanting to make changes to their home may find suitable conditions, good offers, or financially supportive opportunities. Some of you may make important decisions about home decoration, renovation, remodeling, or beautifying your living space, especially if you've been living in an environment that hasn't felt right for a long time. You may feel that it's time for a change. In terms of family relationships, very warm and supportive influences will be at play. If there's been a long-standing estrangement, reconciliation may occur. You may receive good news, especially regarding your parents or grandparents. A previously unresolved family issue may finally be settled amicably. This week, many Aries may experience a much stronger feeling of, I'm not alone after all, because the sky is offering you the opportunity to receive support from your loved ones. For some Aries, this conjunction could also mean the arrival of a new member to the family. A baby announcement, engagement, promise, marriage decision, or a development that will create great happiness within the family may come to the forefront, especially for Aries whose relationships have reached a serious level. Future plans may become more concrete this week. It seems possible that families will meet, a decision to live together will be made, or long-delayed personal matters will finally be clarified. Emotionally, the sky is embracing you with tenderness. You may have felt tired due to the stress, mental pressure, and responsibilities you've experienced in recent months. But now, developments that will soothe your heart are coming into play. Spending time with people you feel you belong with, spending time at home, and having long conversations with loved ones can do you much more good than you expect. Especially this week, you may understand more clearly how important the word peace is to you. Make the most of June 9th and the days around it, dear Aries, because this is not an ordinary influence. Considered one of the luckiest conjunctions of the year in astrology, the Venus-Jupiter conjunction has the potential to bring abundance, peace, and happiness into your life. Family gatherings, home-related initiatives, real estate matters, decorating projects, moving plans, or emotional conversations that day may yield much better results than you expect. you may especially feel the universe supporting you in fulfilling a wish from your heart. In fact, some Aries may take the first step towards the lifestyle they've long dreamed of this week. Deciding to work from home, planning a new city, making an important family decision, or experiencing developments that will strengthen your sense of security for the future seem possible. This process can bring you growth not only financially but also spiritually, because sometimes the greatest luck in life is finding the right environment where you feel at peace. Your emotional sensitivity may also increase in the later days of the week. Therefore, some past family issues may resurface. However, you will realize that you can look at things more maturely this time. You may begin to soften within yourself, especially regarding things that hurt you. You may experience important realizations in terms of forgiving, letting go of burdens, and feeling emotionally lighter. Also, your intuition will be quite strong this week. When you listen to your inner voice, you can find the right path much more easily, especially when making decisions about your home, family, and personal life. Trusting your heart will give you an advantage because the sky is giving you this message. True success is measured not only by what is gained in the outside world, but also by inner peace. This week, life may show you again how valuable peace, love, and a sense of belonging are, dear Aries. Now is the time to turn to people who nourish your heart, environments that make you feel good, and areas where you are truly happy, because the universe may be opening important doors to strengthen your life foundation and prepare you for a more secure future. But the whole week isn't just about this beautiful energy. The sky is also delivering some important messages you need to pay attention to. On June 11th, the sky creates a very powerful and striking energy, dear Aries. Uranus in Gemini forms a strong T-square aspect pattern in your third house, the North Node in Pisces in your 12th house, and the South Node in Virgo in your 6th house. In astrology, T-square aspects describe periods when life forces us to act, creates awareness, and brings change. Therefore, this week may not be an ordinary week. You may experience a period that is particularly intense, rapidly developing, and full of unexpected events, especially mentally. This influence can bring significant activity, particularly in communication, close relationships, siblings, education, travel, daily routines, work life, and subconscious matters. Uranus is already known in astrology as the planet of surprises, sudden changes, liberation, and unexpected developments. Now that it's in your third house, news, conversations, or people that suddenly enter your life may completely change your agenda. Dear Aries, you may receive an unexpected phone call. Someone you haven't spoken to in a long time might suddenly contact you. Perhaps a past unfinished matter will resurface. For some, a long unspoken issue might be reopened. News from your close circle in particular could surprise you this week. Unexpected developments involving siblings, cousins, neighbors, or close friends are possible. At the same time, the influence of Uranus can significantly accelerate your mental pace. You might constantly think of new ideas, want to change direction suddenly, or feel bored with your current plans. Aries who have been stuck in the same routine for a long time may feel the need for change much more strongly. Some of you may decide to start a new course of study. You might want to develop yourself in an area you haven't dared to explore before. Unexpected opportunities related to social media, digital work, internet projects, or communication-based topics may arise. For example, a job interview might come up unexpectedly. An offer you hadn't considered before might suddenly pique your interest. Even a message, an email, or a short conversation could be significant enough to change the course of your life. Especially this week, some sentences you hear might create significant awareness in your mind, because Uranus sometimes brings events that completely change a person's way of thinking. For some Aries, a sudden trip may be on the agenda. Last-minute short trips, changes of city, or unexpected visits may occur. Even if these unplanned events initially make you uneasy, they can later turn into significant opportunities. Therefore, staying flexible will be very important this week, because life may be trying to lead you to a new door by taking you outside of your predetermined plans. However, there is a very important detail to pay attention to here, dear Aries. The North Node in your 12th house indicates that the universe wants you to trust your inner voice a little more. You are often a sign that struggles, fights, tries to control, and wants to solve everything with your own strength. But now the sky is telling you, sometimes you can't solve everything with logic. Sometimes you need to listen to your heart. Especially lately, your mind may be very tired, constantly thinking, constantly trying to find solutions, and trying to keep everything under control may have depleted your energy. At this point, the North Node in the 12th house is calling you to stop, step back, and listen to your soul. Perhaps emotions you've suppressed for so long are now trying to surface. Maybe you can no longer ignore the weariness within you. The South Node in the 6th house indicates that you need to let go of your habit of constantly working, constantly producing, striving for perfection, and taking on excessive responsibility. Because sometimes, while trying to keep up with everyone, you neglect yourself, constantly trying to appear strong, carrying every burden alone, and feeling obligated to solve every problem may be tiring you out without you realizing it. This week, the universe is giving you a very important message, dear Aries. You don't have to solve everything alone. Trusting the flow in some matters, delegating tasks to some people, and stepping back and observing events from the outside can benefit you much more than you think. You may need to stop blaming yourself, especially for things you can't control, because sometimes letting life flow naturally is the best solution. In terms of communication, you are in a period where you need to be careful. The influence of Uranus can bring sudden conversations, unexpected reactions, and impulsive decisions. Misunderstandings may occur, especially in messaging. Reacting immediately to news you hear may cause you to change your mind later. Acting on incomplete information or making hasty decisions can drag you into unnecessary stress. Therefore, try to stay calm throughout the week, dear Aries. Instead of immediately accepting every piece of information you hear as absolute truth, it would be much wiser to do some research, look at the details, and be patient. Because the influence of Uranus can sometimes make things seem bigger or more complicated than they are. Looking at the general energy of the week, the sky actually offers you opportunities for both growth and awareness. On one hand, Venus and Jupiter bring you peace, abundance, happiness, and emotional support. On the other hand, Uranus invites you to develop by pushing you outside your comfort zone. So, while your sense of security strengthens, doors of change open to you. Therefore, be open to the opportunities that come your way this week, especially around June 9th, meetings, news received, developments related to family, or new acquaintances may open much bigger doors in the future. A development that seems small now may become a turning point in your life later on. Remember, dear Aries, sometimes a phone call, sometimes a short conversation, sometimes a tiny decision can completely change the direction of a person's life. This week, the sky offers you exactly such a transformative energy. Instead of being afraid in the face of unexpected developments, try to understand the messages that life is trying to show you. Trust your intuition. Don't suppress your inner voice. Try to notice the direction life wants to take you, because this week, the universe may be offering you not only surprises, but also a new awareness, a new perspective, and a new path. And cultivate your happiness, see the opportunities, trust the guidance of your heart, and bravely embrace the beauty life brings you, dear Aries. Until next week's new sky interpretations, stay with love, stay with hope, and may the light of the stars illuminate your path. Dear Taurus and those with Taurus rising, this week a piece of news, a meeting, or a connection you make could open doors far bigger than you imagine. Especially towards the middle of the week, such powerful celestial influences come into play that some Taurians may encounter an opportunity they've been waiting for, while others may feel that fate is leading them in a new direction. There's even one day in the week that carries almost miraculous energy. Therefore, I advise you not to treat this week like an ordinary one. We are stepping into a new week, guided by the stars. Let's see what it will bring to your sign. Before we move on to the video, if you found my comments helpful, Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Thanks to your support, we continue this beautiful journey together. Dear Taurus, the week of June 8th to 14th holds particularly active and fortunate influences for you, especially in terms of communication, social circles, education, agreements, and new opportunities. The sky is preparing to open new doors for you this week. In particular, news you've been waiting for, a meeting you've wanted to have, or a matter you've been dwelling on may finally begin to become clear. Important developments that will change the course of your life are highly likely to come through communication. One of the most noteworthy and fortunate influences of the week occurs on June 9th, dear Taurus. The Venus-Jupiter conjunction at 25 degrees Cancer will take place in your third house. In astrology, Venus represents love, happiness, harmony, peace, and abundance, while Jupiter represents growth, luck, opportunities, plenty, and divine support. The coming together of these two benevolent planets is already considered one of the most positive and supportive influences of the year. Moreover, since this conjunction occurs in your third house, which is your area of communication, its effects can directly impact your daily life. That's why, dear Taurus, news you receive this week could be a significant turning point in your life. Perhaps you'll receive a long-awaited phone call. Maybe you'll get a positive response to a job application. Or perhaps someone you least expect will offer you a new opportunity. Developments coming through communications seem particularly noteworthy this week because the sky is giving you the message: connect, express yourself, and make your voice heard. For example, a Taurus might encounter a new job opportunity thanks to a message received on social media. Another Taurus might receive very good news regarding their education. Some Tauruses may receive significant support from a friend, sibling, or relative they haven't seen in a long time. Reconnecting in relationships where there have been disagreements seems possible. You might cross paths again with someone you haven't seen in a long time, and this encounter could make you very happy emotionally. The third house also relates to education, trade, agreements, contracts, correspondence, and intellectual activities. If you are in the process of signing a contract, considering joining a new training program, having a business meeting, or planning to start a new project, the days around June 9th carry very supportive influences for you. This is a period where your communication will be particularly effective. People may listen to you more attentively and give more importance to your ideas. Therefore, you should definitely take advantage of June 9th, dear Taurus, because the sky is practically telling you, speak, explain, share, and connect. A meeting you have could have a much more positive outcome than you expect. You might meet people who will shape your life at a meeting you attend. A message you write, a post you make, a project you prepare, or a presentation you give could open brand new doors for you. It could be a very productive week, especially for Taurus working in social media, digital work, advertising, sales, education, consulting, or communication-focused fields. For some Taurus, short trips also seem to be under very lucky influences. Perhaps you will have an important meeting during a planned trip. Perhaps a life-changing idea will come to you in a place you visit. Decisions made or conversations held during travels can turn into great opportunities in the future. Therefore, pay attention to the people you meet and the things you hear this week, because sometimes even a small conversation can be the beginning of big changes in a person's life. This conjunction also strengthens you mentally, dear Taurus. If you've been indecisive about certain things lately, this week you can think more clearly and make better decisions on many issues. Especially regarding matters that have been confusing you for a long time, you'll be able to see things from a broader perspective. Thanks to Jupiter's support, your perspective is expanding, and you're beginning to approach things with more hope. The mental fatigue you've been experiencing lately may also ease this week. Constantly thinking about the same things, worrying about the future, or experiencing communication problems may have tired you out. However, life is now preparing to bring you more positive people, more hopeful news, and more enjoyable developments. Spending time with people who motivate you can boost your energy. Positive developments regarding siblings and close relatives may also come to the forefront. You may receive good news within the family, or a long-standing issue may finally be resolved. For some Taurus, decisions made jointly with siblings may become important. The support you receive from your close circle can lift your spirits. Even in your love life, communication can play a big role here, dear Taurus, because for some of you, communication through messaging, a new acquaintance, or social circles can bring about new emotional beginnings. Especially for single Taurus individuals, a conversation that begins this week could become much more serious later on. The sky reminds you this week, life sometimes hides big changes in small details. A phone call, a message, a short trip, a chance encounter, or a small conversation can change your future. Therefore, instead of withdrawing into yourself this week, try to express yourself, share your ideas, connect with people, and don't underestimate the opportunities that come your way. Also, being open to learning this week can give you a great advantage. Gaining new information, conducting research, talking to different people, or developing new perspectives can grow you both spiritually and mentally. You are under strong influences, especially for taking action on trainings or projects you have been putting off for a long time. Looking at the general energy of the week, the sky brings you both luck and movement, dear Taurus. Especially stagnant matters may now gain momentum. It seems possible that the news you have been waiting for will arrive, blocked communications will be resolved, or new opportunities will arise. Therefore, read the signs carefully this week. Life may want to show you new paths. Pay attention to the people you meet, the things you hear, and the events that unfold, because sometimes the universe hides opportunities that can change a person's destiny in very small details. Trust yourself, believe in your ideas, and courageously seize the opportunities life offers you, dear Taurus, because this week the sky offers strong support for you to make your voice heard and open new doors. This conjunction also strengthens you mentally, dear Taurus. If you've been indecisive about certain things lately, this week you can think more clearly and make better decisions on many issues. Especially regarding matters that have been confusing you for a long time, you'll be able to see things from a broader perspective. Thanks to Jupiter's support, your perspective is expanding and you're beginning to approach things with more hope. The mental fatigue you've been experiencing lately may also ease this week. Constantly thinking about the same things, worrying about the future, or experiencing communication problems may have tired you out. However, life is now preparing to bring you more positive people, more hopeful news, and more enjoyable developments. Spending time with people who motivate you can boost your energy. Positive developments regarding siblings and close relatives may also come to the forefront. You may receive good news within the family, or a long-standing issue may finally be resolved. For some Taurus, decisions made jointly with siblings may become important. The support you receive from your close circle can lift your spirits. Even in your love life, communication can play a big role here, dear Taurus, because for some of you, communication through messaging, a new acquaintance, or social circles can bring about new emotional beginnings. Especially for single Taurus individuals, a conversation that begins this week could become much more serious later on. The sky reminds you this week, life sometimes hides big changes in small details. A phone call, a message, a short trip, a chance encounter, or a small conversation can change your future. Therefore, instead of withdrawing into yourself this week, try to express yourself, share your ideas, connect with people, and don't underestimate the opportunities that come your way. Also, being open to learning this week can give you a great advantage. Gaining new information, conducting research, talking to different people, or developing new perspectives can grow you both spiritually and mentally. You are under strong influences, especially for taking action on trainings or projects you have been putting off for a long time. Looking at the general energy of the week, the sky brings you both luck and movement, dear Taurus. Especially stagnant matters may now gain momentum. It seems possible that the news you have been waiting for will arrive, blocked communications will be resolved, or new opportunities will arise. Therefore, read the signs carefully this week. Life may want to show you new paths. Pay attention to the people you meet, the things you hear, and the events that unfold, because sometimes the universe hides opportunities that can change a person's destiny in very small details. Trust yourself, believe in your ideas, and courageously seize the opportunities life offers you, dear Taurus, because this week the sky offers strong support for you to make your voice heard and open new doors. Until next week with new sky interpretations, stay with love, stay with hope, and may the light of the stars illuminate your path. Perhaps you're only focusing on things you enjoy, but now you need to build your future. Maybe you're too used to acting independently and trying to move forward without needing anyone. But now, life may show you how important it is to move forward with the right people. Some Taurus may have been stuck in the same circle for a long time, seeing the same people all the time, maintaining the same routine, and avoiding making new connections may be slowing you down. However, the North Node tells you that meeting new people, encountering different ideas, and expanding your social circle can change your life. Therefore, pay particular attention to developments in your circle of friends this week, dear Taurus. A friend may offer you a new opportunity. You may be involved in a team project. Through an organization, community, or project you participate in, you may meet people who will change your future. Opportunities that come through social networks, in particular, carry very powerful effects. Perhaps a friend can open a new job for you. Perhaps you will meet someone in an environment you participate in who will advance you. For some of you, even connections made through social media may be the beginning of big changes. Therefore, instead of withdrawing into yourself this week, try to communicate with people. Because the people who enter your life may not be coincidental. You may experience remarkable developments in your love life. You might find yourself caught between past emotions and future expectations. An old relationship could resurface, or some unresolved feelings from the past could resurface. However, the sky is trying to guide you towards the future, not the past, dear Taurus. Perhaps you're clinging to a story that made you happy in the past, but life wants to open a new chapter for you. You may begin to notice relationships that are hindering your growth and keeping you in the same cycle, because sometimes people want to stay in the past because they're used to it, but the universe is preparing them for a bigger future. Therefore, instead of clinging to the past, try to see the new paths opening up before you. Meeting with people who help you grow, support you, and bring you closer to your goals could be very beneficial this week. Looking at the overall energy of the week, communication, connections, news, and opportunities seem quite prominent. Especially contacts with the right people can provide you with great advantages. Conversations you have, environments you attend, or ideas you hear could have a much greater impact on your future than you imagine. The universe is opening new doors for you this week, dear Taurus. However, you may need to be a little brave to see these opportunities, because Uranus sometimes pushes you outside of your usual routine. What initially seems like uncertainty can actually be the beginning of freedom. So don't underestimate the opportunities that come your way. Don't take a piece of news you hear, a person you meet, or a new idea that comes your way for granted. Because sometimes the biggest changes in life begin with a tiny conversation. This week carries exactly that kind of energy for you, dear Taurus. Life may want to show you a new direction, carry you to a stronger future, and unleash your potential. Trust yourself. Share your ideas. Don't underestimate your talents. Connect with new people and courageously seize the opportunities the sky offers. Because some steps you take this week could become one of the most important turning points in your life in the future. Until we meet again next week with new sky interpretations, may your luck be abundant and your path be clear. Stay with love, stay with hope, and may the light of the stars always illuminate your way. Dear Gemini and those with Gemini rising, this week may bring developments in your life that months later you might look back and realize everything started to change this very week. The celestial influences in particular offer opportunities both financially and contain powerful energies that will allow you to make important decisions about your destiny. Moreover, there's a special day this week that, if Gemini sees it correctly, could be a turning point. You may receive news you've been waiting for, new opportunities may arise, and the universe may begin to reward you for your long-term efforts. We are stepping into a new week, guided by the stars. Let's see what it will bring to your sign. Before starting the video, If you find my comments helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Thanks to your support, these comments reach more people, and together we continue to follow the guidance of the heavens. Dear Gemini, the week of June 8th to 14th holds significant influences for you, particularly in terms of finances, earnings, self-worth, and confidence in the future. This week, the sky may be reminding you of the concept of value, both materially and spiritually. If you've recently felt you haven't received the rewards for your efforts or haven't fully realized your potential, life may now show you the opposite. One of the luckiest and most noteworthy influences of the week occurs on June 9th, dear Gemini. The Venus-Jupiter conjunction at 25 degrees Cancer will take place in your second house. In astrology, the second house represents money, income, material resources, earnings, possessions, security, and self-worth. The conjunction of two benevolent planets like Venus and Jupiter creates an extremely powerful, abundant, and supportive energy. Venus is already associated with money, comfort, peace, and material happiness. Jupiter represents growth, abundance, luck, and opportunities. When these two planets align, an energy of expansion and relief emerges in certain areas of life. Now, since this conjunction is occurring in your financial sector, you are highly likely to experience positive developments, especially regarding money. Therefore, one of the most important themes of the week will be financial matters, dear Gemini. A payment you've been waiting for may arrive. Money that has been delayed for a long time may come into your hands. You may receive news of a raise or a new source of income may open up. In particular, you may begin to reap the financial rewards of a job you've been working on for a long time. It seems possible that the efforts you've shown recently will now become visible. For Geminis struggling in their professional lives, there are very supportive influences. Important opportunities may arise, especially for those who want to advance in their careers. A job interview may have a much more positive outcome than you expected. A conversation may turn into a new job offer. Your bosses or managers may begin to notice your hard work. Some Geminis may even encounter an unexpected opportunity that will provide them with financial relief. For Geminis who run their own businesses, it can also be a very active and fruitful period. There may be an increase in the number of customers. The work done may become more visible. For Geminis working in social media, communication, commerce, education, consulting, or digital fields, new connections can translate into financial gain. Some of you may start a new project that will provide extra income. Even something that was only an idea until now could become a tangible source of profit. For some Geminis, this conjunction can help rebuild their sense of financial security. You may have experienced economic anxieties recently. You may have worried about the future or constantly had to calculate. But now the sky wants to give you a breather. Life may start sending you positive signs, especially in areas where you questioned, can I do this? But dear Gemini, this conjunction isn't just about money. It also strengthens your self-worth. Perhaps you haven't appreciated yourself enough for a long time. You may have been constantly focusing on your shortcomings, belittling the good things you do, or ignoring your achievements. You may have given too much to those around you, putting your own value second. Now Venus and Jupiter are reminding you, you are much more valuable than you think. Perhaps a skill you've never realized you possessed will open new doors for you. Perhaps the knowledge, experience, or talent you've had for years will finally receive the recognition it deserves. Your communication skills, intelligence, connections with people, and practical thinking ability may particularly benefit you this week. Some of you may now more boldly bring to the forefront a project you've long wanted to pursue. You may feel stronger in expressing yourself, sharing your ideas, and demanding the rewards of your labor. Because this week, the celestial influences are supporting you both financially and psychologically. Remember, dear Gemini, true wealth is sometimes not just the numbers in your bank account. Recognizing your own worth, believing in your potential, and having self-confidence are also great gains. Venus and Jupiter are telling you exactly this. Therefore, be sure to take advantage of June 9th and the days surrounding it. You will be under very supportive influences for conducting new job interviews, requesting salary increases, meeting with clients, starting new projects, or creating financial plans. Significant opportunities may arise, especially for ventures that can provide long-term gains. Some Geminis may also make important decisions regarding investments, savings, or financial planning. You may especially want to establish a more secure system for the future because it may be becoming important for you to create a more solid order, not just to get through the day. Even in your love life, the issue of material and emotional security may come to the forefront, dear Gemini. In relationships, the question of how valuable do I feel may become important. You may want to be with people who truly support and value you, because this week your energy is trying to distance you from everything that makes you feel worthless. Also, investments you make in yourself will be very important this week. Making changes to your appearance, taking steps in the field of personal development, taking new courses, or focusing on areas that will improve, you can provide great benefits in the long run. Because the sky is offering you an opportunity for growth. The effects of the developments around June 9th may not only last a few days, dear Gemini. The steps taken on this date may bring you much greater gains in the coming months. Therefore, do not underestimate the opportunities that come your way. Even a seemingly small offer could be one of the most important turning points in your life in the future. The sky is telling you this week, when you realize your own worth, life begins to open the doors you deserve. So don't underestimate yourself. Trust your abilities. Don't be afraid to ask for rewards for your hard work, because this week the universe may be giving you great support to become stronger, both materially and spiritually. The second significant influence of the week comes into play on June 11th, dear Gemini. On this date, a powerful T-square aspect forms between Uranus in your first house, the North Node in your 10th house, and the South Node in your 4th house. In astrology, T-square aspects describe periods when life forces us to change, confronts us with realities we can no longer ignore, and pushes us towards growth. Therefore, some developments you experience this week may not be merely temporary events, but may bring significant realizations that will change the direction of your life. Important transformations may arise, particularly concerning your identity, life goals, career plans, family structure, and decisions about the future. Some thoughts you've been harboring for a long time but haven't dared to express may now begin to voice more loudly. Because as Uranus transits your first house, it wants to transform you from your old self into a completely different version of yourself. In astrology, the first house represents a person's identity, the energy they project to the outside world, their lifestyle, their perspective on life, and the decisions they make. While Uranus is active here, a sudden desire for change may arise in one's life. In particular, you may feel the need to distance yourself from thoughts, behaviors, or lifestyles that no longer represent you. Perhaps you've been tired of living the same way for a long time. Perhaps you've constantly acted according to the expectations of others. Perhaps you've pushed your true self into the background. Now the sky is telling you, it's time to be yourself. Therefore, you may make unexpected decisions, dear Gemini. The desire for change you've been holding inside for a long time may suddenly emerge. You may want to change your appearance. You might want to change your hairstyle, renew your lifestyle, or express yourself differently. However, this change may not be limited to your outward appearance. A major transformation may begin in your inner world as well. Your perspective on life may change. Some things you once considered important may no longer seem meaningful to you. You may want to be more free in your relationships. Your tolerance for situations that oppress or restrict you may decrease, because Uranus wants to liberate people. You may no longer want to carry burdens that don't belong to you. This influence can bring about very important developments, especially in your career, because your North Node is in your 10th house. In astrology, the 10th house represents career, success, public image, goals, status, and visibility. When the North Node is here, life begins to guide you towards success, growth, and realizing your potential. So your destiny is now calling you to become more visible, dear Gemini. If you've been in the background for a long time, now may be the time to step into the spotlight. You may find that your work is attracting more attention. People may start noticing you. You may experience significant developments, especially in the areas you've invested your effort in. For some Geminis, a new job offer may come up. Some of you may decide to finally implement a project you've been putting off for a long time. Important opportunities may arise for those who want to start their own business. Significant developments may occur, especially for Geminis working in digital fields, communication, social media, education, consulting, or creative projects. Some of you may become more visible in public. A project you've undertaken may make an impact. A presentation, a sharing, a project, or a meeting could take you to a place you never expected, because Uranus sometimes brings opportunities that suddenly change a person's life. But there's an important point to consider here, dear Gemini. The South Node in the fourth house can pull you back to the comfort zones of the past. This means that while one part of you wants to grow, change, and move forward, another part may not want to leave the familiar routine. Perhaps you don't want to disrupt your current routine. Perhaps you're afraid to take risks. Perhaps you feel responsible towards your family and therefore constantly postpone your own goals. Some Geminis may even be unable to make the changes they've long desired simply to avoid disturbing the peace. However, the sky is giving you a very clear message. Sometimes to reach the future, you need to step out of the comfort zones of the past. For example, a Gemini who has been working in the same job for a long time may be hesitant about a new offer. On one hand, there's the familiar routine, and on the other, the opportunity for growth. This T-square perfectly illustrates this internal conflict. While the universe is calling you to grow, your old habits may try to hold you back. For some Geminis, balancing home and career may become important. Decisions about moving may come up. You may want to change where you live because of work. You may feel compelled to choose between family responsibilities and career goals. The question, will I live my own life, or will I constantly act according to the needs of others, may occupy more space in your mind this week. But remember, dear Gemini, Uranus desires freedom wherever it is located. Therefore, you are now going through a period where you need to get rid of thoughts that diminish you, hold you back, or suppress your true potential. You may realize that you are actually much stronger than you think, especially in areas where you say, I can't do this. Looking at the general energy of the week, the sky is telling you to first recognize your own worth and then take bold steps. On one hand, Venus and Jupiter bring you abundance, material opportunities, gains, and self-confidence. On the other hand, Uranus is preparing you for change and growth. In other words, the universe is practically in motion to propel you towards bigger goals, dear Gemini. Therefore, don't underestimate the opportunities that come your way this week. Pay attention to the news you hear. Pay attention to the people you meet, because a seemingly small development could be the beginning of very big changes in your life in the coming months. Perhaps a decision you make this week will determine the direction of the next few years. Perhaps a person you meet will open a brand new door for you. Perhaps you will finally realize what you truly want. The sky is not urging you to be stuck in an ordinary life, but to unleash your own potential. Therefore, focus not on your fears, but on your desire to grow. Trust yourself. Believe in your abilities. Courageously seize the opportunities life offers you, dear Gemini, because some steps you take this week could be one of the most important turning points in your life when you look back in the future. Until we meet again next week with new sky interpretations, may your luck be abundant and your blessings high. Stay with love, stay with hope, and may the light of the stars always illuminate your path. Dear Cancer, and those with Cancer rising, this week the sky may be working just for you. Some weeks, events unfold and pass. Others, a new chapter opens in your life. The week of June 8th to 14th carries exactly that kind of energy for you. A very powerful celestial event at the beginning of the week in particular could boost your self-confidence and attract long-awaited opportunities. For some Cancers, this week might even be remembered as one of the luckiest periods of the year. If you've been working hard on something for a long time, want to make a fresh start, or are waiting for a sign from fate, the sky may be giving you very important messages this week. We are stepping into a new week guided by the stars. Let's see what it will bring to your sign. Before starting the video, if you find my comments helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Thanks to your support, we continue to interpret the messages of the sky together every week. Dear Cancerians, the week of June 8th to 14th may mark the beginning of one of the most special, remarkable, and fortunate periods of the year for you. The heavens seem to be activating this week to make you visible, bring new opportunities into your life, and present you with the beautiful developments you've long awaited. If you felt tired, sidelined, misunderstood, or constantly struggling for others in recent months, life may now be saying, "It's your turn now." The most powerful and fortunate influence of the week occurs on June 9th, dear Cancerians. The Venus-Jupiter conjunction at 25 degrees Cancer takes place in your first house. In astrology, the first house represents a person's self, appearance, character, outlook on life, life energy, demeanor, and new beginnings. Therefore, this conjunction directly affects you. You may experience powerful changes in many areas, from how you view life to how others perceive you. Venus in astrology represents love, happiness, peace, aesthetics, beauty, and abundance. Jupiter represents growth, luck, opportunities, expansion, and divine support. The conjunction of these two benevolent planets in your sign and your first house creates a truly powerful energy. Because this conjunction not only brings opportunities in the external world, but also creates hope, self-confidence, and a sense of rebirth in one's inner world. Therefore, the most important message of the week, dear Cancerians, could be, luck is finally starting to find you. A long-awaited opportunity may present itself. People may start noticing you more. You may attract attention in the environments you enter and stand out with your work. You will be under extremely supportive influences, especially in terms of your personal endeavors. If you want to open a new chapter in your life, the sky is giving you exactly that courage. Perhaps you have wanted to apply for a new job for a long time, but haven't felt ready. Perhaps you are thinking of starting a project on social media. Perhaps you want to make a new start in education, consulting, art, communication, or your own business. Now the sky is clearly telling you it's time to act. Because the steps you take this week can change your life in the long run. You may receive very strong support, especially in areas where you showcase your potential. People may listen to you more attentively, value your ideas more, and feel your energy stronger. For some Cancers, there may also be very positive developments regarding physical appearance. You are under very favorable influences for changing your hair, refreshing your image, changing your wardrobe, focusing on personal care practices, or investing in yourself, because Venus beautifies, brightens, and makes its surroundings more attractive. Therefore, this week, you may want to see yourself differently when you look in the mirror. Perhaps your old appearance no longer reflects you. Perhaps you want to bring your inner transformation to the outside world as well. This period carries the energy of returning to yourself and loving yourself again, especially for Cancers who have neglected themselves for a long time. But, dear Cancerians, this conjunction isn't just about outward appearance. It's also beginning to strengthen you internally. Lately, you may have withdrawn due to hurt feelings, emotional burdens, or disappointments. You may have forgotten your own needs while constantly trying to solve other people's problems. But now, the universe is reminding you that you need to value your own life as well. Some of you may start feeling truly good for the first time in a long time. Hope may be reborn within you. Your self-confidence may increase. You may start acting more boldly, especially in areas where you thought, "Can I do this?" Be sure to take advantage of June 9th and the days before and after, dear Cancerians. Because this date carries a miraculous energy, you will be under extremely supportive influences for making new beginnings, conducting important meetings, showcasing yourself, and making new decisions about your life. For example, a Cancerian who has been looking for a job for a long time may receive the phone call they've been waiting for. A Cancerian who wants to start their own business may receive significant support. Another Cancerian may take a step towards a new relationship because the Venus-Jupiter conjunction in the first house significantly increases your personal attraction. People may be affected by your energy. They may find you warmer, more sincere, more peaceful, and more attractive. You are likely to attract attention, especially in social settings. New acquaintances, strong connections, and encounters that will make you happy may occur. There are also very supportive effects in your love life, dear Cancers. Especially for single Cancers, the beginning of a new relationship may be on the horizon. Someone who enters your life may make you feel emotions you have long forgotten. Cancers in relationships may experience a warmer, more romantic, and more peaceful period with their partners. Also, this week the universe may be reminding you of your self-worth because you often give a lot to others while putting yourself in the background. But now the sky is telling you, value yourself too. You are valuable. Therefore, don't underestimate yourself, dear Cancers. Try to recognize the talents, beauties, and strengths you possess because this week life may be offering you the opportunity to rediscover yourself. Looking at the overall energy of the week, the sky wants to help you grow emotionally, physically, and spiritually. On one hand, Venus gives you love, peace, and attraction. On the other, Jupiter opens opportunities, luck, and new doors for you. Therefore, read the signs carefully this week. Don't underestimate the opportunities that come your way. Pay attention to the connections you make with people. Because sometimes the biggest changes in life begin with a small step. A new period may be beginning for you now, dear Cancerians. You are moving towards a stronger, more visible, more confident, and happier version of yourself. Trust yourself, listen to your heart. Courageously face the opportunities life offers you, because the stars are offering strong support for you to shine this week. However, dear Cancerians, the energy of the week isn't just about luck, opportunities, and positive developments. While the Venus-Jupiter conjunction on June 9th sheds light on things for you, on June 11th, the sky begins to deliver much deeper, more spiritual messages that affect the inner side of your life. Because on this date, a powerful T-square aspect forms between Uranus in Gemini in your 12th house, the North Node in your 9th house, and the South Node in your 3rd house. In astrology, T-square aspects represent periods when life confronts us with realities we can no longer ignore. While it may seem a little complicated at first glance, this energy can actually create significant awareness for you, because this week important changes can occur not only in your external world, but also in your inner world. Perhaps you will begin to see the true reasons behind some events you haven't been able to understand for a long time much more clearly. Uranus's transit through your 12th house is particularly powerful, dear Cancerians. In astrology, the 12th house represents the subconscious, intuition, spiritual development, hidden matters, energies working behind the scenes, and one's inner world. Uranus, on the other hand, is the planet of sudden awareness, unexpected changes, and liberation. That's why you may experience an inner awakening this week. Perhaps you'll realize you've been living in the same cycle for a long time. Perhaps you'll see that you constantly attract similar people into your life. Perhaps you'll understand that you've missed opportunities because of the same fears. This is where Uranus can bring you a sudden, profound awareness. For example, you might finally understand why you keep experiencing the same outcome in a particular situation. Perhaps you'll realize how some past events are influencing your current decisions. Perhaps you'll see that some fears from childhood are still controlling you. Especially suppressed emotions, ignored resentments, or issues you've long avoided confronting may surface from your subconscious this week. But don't be afraid, dear Cancerians, because this energy is not coming to destroy you, but to liberate you. Uranus sometimes creates sudden awarenesses in a person's life, but these awarenesses can change the path of their destiny, because when a person understands why they are experiencing the same things repeatedly, they begin to break that cycle. For some Cancerians, dreams this week may carry extremely important messages. Dreams, especially those seen at night, thoughts that suddenly come to mind, or feelings that arise within you, can give you important signs. Your intuition may work much more strongly than usual. When you listen to your inner voice, you can see the right direction much more clearly. Some Cancerians may even realize the truth of something they have felt about a person for a long time. Perhaps you will see the true face of a relationship. Perhaps you will now feel the energy of an environment that is not good for you more clearly, because this week your intuition may work like a radar. The North Node in your ninth house indicates that your destiny is guiding you towards growth, development, and a broader perspective on life. In astrology, the ninth house is associated with new knowledge, education, long journeys, international connections, academic processes, spiritual growth, and life philosophy. In other words, life may be urging you to step outside your current limited sphere. Perhaps you want to pursue a new education, or maybe you'll begin to conduct deeper research into a subject you've long been interested in. For some, international connections may come to the forefront. There may be surprising developments in education, law, academic processes, or international business. For some Cancers, this process could bring about a complete mental transformation. Your perspective on life may change. Some ideas you once considered correct may no longer suffice, because the North Node is calling you to grow, dear Cancers. Perhaps a person who enters your life could completely change your way of thinking. Perhaps even a single sentence you hear could transform your perspective, because sometimes a person's destiny changes not through major events, but through small moments of awareness. However, there is an important point to consider here. The South Node in your third house may try to pull you back into your accustomed thought patterns, constantly repeating the same information, staying in the same environment, or always looking at things from the same perspective may be limiting your growth. Perhaps there's an education you've wanted to pursue for a long time, but keep putting off. Maybe you want to start a new project, but are too influenced by the opinions of those around you. Perhaps there's a part of you that wants to grow, but the routine you're used to is holding you back. This week, the sky is telling you it's time to discover your own truths. What you truly feel may become more important than what others think. Especially in major decisions concerning your life, you may need to trust your inner voice more. For some Cancers, news from a distant place may also be important. There may be surprising developments related to international business, educational opportunities, legal processes, or academic matters. An unexpected offer, a sudden travel plan, or a new connection may arise. Also, your need for solitude may increase this week, dear Cancers. You may want to get away from the crowds and turn inward a little, because your soul may now want to understand some things more deeply. Meditation, prayer, spiritual practices, or spending time in nature can be very beneficial for you. Looking at the general energy of the week, the sky is giving you two different messages. On one hand, Venus and Jupiter are illuminating you, giving you self-confidence, and bringing luck and opportunities into your life. On the other hand, Uranus is awakening you internally, strengthening your intuition, and asking you to let go of old thought patterns so that you can move forward on your destiny path. So this week, you may experience significant changes both in the outside world and in your inner world, dear Cancerians. Therefore, pay attention not only to the opportunities outside, but also to the messages coming from within. Because sometimes what changes our lives is not big events, but small awarenesses that come at the right time. Trust yourself, dear Cancerians. The sky is truly supporting you this week. Don't hide your light. Don't underestimate your talents, and approach the opportunities that come your way with courage, because the universe may be preparing to open new doors for you. Perhaps you will become aware of the fears that have held you back until now and begin to move towards a completely different path. And remember, sometimes the greatest transformation in a person's life begins in their mind. Until we meet again next week for new sky interpretations, may you have good fortune, a clear path, and a heart full of hope. Stay with love, stay with happiness, and may the light of the stars always illuminate your way. Dear Leos and those with Leo rising, this week you are entering a very special week where unseen doors are opening, fate is working behind the scenes for you, and support may come from unexpected places. Some developments may not be noticeable at first glance, but in the coming days, you may realize that what you are experiencing is actually the beginning of processes that will change your life. There is a particularly powerful day this week that could work like a miracle day for some Leos. A long-awaited issue may be resolved, you may experience great inner relief, or you may feel very clearly that the universe is protecting and watching over you. Therefore, don't see this week as an ordinary week, because the sky is making important preparations in your favor behind the scenes. We are stepping into a new week guided by the stars. Let's see together what it will bring to your sign. Before starting the video, if you find my comments helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Thanks to your support, these comments reach more people, and we continue to discover the messages of the sky together every week. Dear Leos, the week of June 8th to 14th marks a special period for you, where unseen but extremely powerful influences are at work. Some developments in the sky this week may not seem like major events at first glance. However, as time progresses, you may begin to realize much more clearly that many things happening in your life are not coincidences, that you are being protected in an invisible way, and that you are being guided in the right direction. One of the most beautiful and fortunate influences of the week occurs on June 9th, dear Leos. The conjunction of Venus and Jupiter at 25 degrees of Cancer takes place in your 12th house. In astrology, the 12th house represents unseen support, the subconscious, spiritual development, hidden opportunities, divine protection, energies working behind the scenes, and the inner world of a person. Therefore, planetary conjunctions occurring here can create profound changes in a person's destiny, even if they are not very visible from the outside. Venus represents the energy of love, peace, happiness, abundance, and harmony, while Jupiter represents the energy of growth, luck, opportunities, and divine support. The conjunction of these two benevolent planets in your 12th house creates an extremely special, protective, and spiritually powerful energy, because this influence can sometimes open silent but very important doors in one's life. Therefore, one of the most important messages of the week may be this, dear Leos. The universe is working for you behind the scenes. You may not fully understand why some developments are happening right now. Perhaps some of your plans seem delayed. Perhaps some things are progressing beyond your control. However, the events you experience this week may make you feel that an unseen order is at work. For example, you may see a long unresolved problem solve itself. You may receive unexpected support in a matter. A door you had previously given up hope on may open again. Some Leos may even learn that there are people working behind their backs with good intentions. Perhaps someone will be a reference for you in an important matter. Perhaps a conversation behind the scenes will bring you a great opportunity. Perhaps life will show you a new path just when you are about to give up, because the effects of the 12th house generally work as unseen luck. For some Leos, this conjunction can also bring great spiritual healing. Some issues that have been weighing you down, mentally exhausting you, or emotionally burdening you, especially in recent months, may now begin to fade into the past. You may decide to let go of a burden you've been carrying for a long time. Forgiveness, letting go, acceptance, and lightening your load are among the most important themes of this week, dear Leos. Because sometimes to move forward, one must first let go of the weight of the past. Venus and Jupiter may be trying to teach you exactly that now. In particular, past hurts, disappointments, or upsetting events may now be evaluated from a different perspective. Perhaps you will now understand better why certain things happened, because spiritual growth sometimes begins with transforming one's pain. This week, you may experience a great deal of emotional relief. A thought that has been weighing you down for a long time may now lose its importance. A matter that has been constantly occupying your mind may be nearing a solution. You may begin to feel more peaceful internally. Venus and Jupiter are also giving you spiritual strength, dear Leos. The stress, disappointments, or feelings of loneliness you've experienced recently may now give way to a more hopeful state of mind. You are under very supportive influences, especially in terms of recovering and finding your inner balance. This conjunction can also greatly strengthen your intuition. When you listen to your inner voice, it will be much easier to find the right direction, because this week, some issues can be resolved not with logic, but with intuition. Perhaps the feeling you have about a person will turn out to be correct. Perhaps you will realize how important what your heart tells you is, when making a decision. Pay particular attention to things where you say, I have a feeling, dear Leos, because Uranian and 12th house energies sometimes bring one closer to unseen truths. For some Leos, dreams can also carry very important messages. Dreams seen at night, ideas that suddenly come to mind, or recurring signs can give you important insights. Therefore, slowing down a little this week, listening to your inner voice, and making space for your soul can be very beneficial for you. Especially on and around June 9th, dear Leos, be sure to make the most of the days. Meditating, praying, setting intentions, engaging in activities that soothe your soul, and spending some time alone to reflect on your life can benefit you more than you think. Perhaps for the first time in a long time, you will truly understand what you want. Perhaps you will realize that you need to set boundaries with some people. Perhaps you will decide to live not only for others, but also for your own peace of mind. This period also carries very strong influences for creative endeavors, especially for Leos who are interested in art, writing, producing, or spiritual work. Inspiring developments may occur. Ideas from your inner world may open new paths for you. For some Leos, it seems possible that a secretly conducted project will yield positive results. Good news may come from behind the scenes meetings in your professional life. You may receive a positive response to an application you have been waiting for. An area that previously seemed closed to you may suddenly open up. Some people may even encounter a great opportunity at a completely unexpected moment, especially behind the scenes work, secret support, or developments that have not yet been announced may be quite important this week. For some of you, dear Leos, this period also carries an energy of closure. Some habits, thoughts, or relationships that no longer serve you in your life may gradually be left behind, because sometimes it's necessary to get rid of old burdens before moving on to a new phase. Looking at the general energy of the week, the sky is both strengthening you spiritually and supporting you with unseen opportunities. Therefore, don't despair if everything doesn't immediately become apparent, because some beautiful developments are first prepared behind the scenes, then come to the center of your life. This week, try to trust the flow a little, dear Leos. Instead of trying to control everything, observe where life is leading you. Because sometimes the universe silently opens some doors to lead a person to the right place. Take time for yourself. Listen to your soul. Listen to the voice inside you, because some inner messages you receive this week may change the direction of your life in the future. And remember, dear Leos, sometimes the greatest miracles happen unseen. The second major celestial event of the week comes into play on June 11th, dear Leos. This date carries quite significant effects, especially in terms of your social circle, future plans, and financial matters. Because Uranus, moving through Gemini in your 11th house, forms a strong T-square aspect with the North Node in your 8th house and the South Node in your 2nd house. This may cause you to experience important awareness in some areas of your life, question your habits, and reshape your future. First, let's look at the themes of the 11th house. This represents your circle of friends, social groups, communities, future goals, dreams, and long-term projects. In astrology, Uranus represents surprises, unexpected developments, liberation, sudden changes, and innovations. While Uranus is transiting this house, unexpected people may enter your life. You may form new friendships, meet different people, and create connections that will carry you into the future. Perhaps you will receive a surprise phone call from a friend you haven't seen in a long time. Perhaps at an event or social gathering, you might meet someone who will change the course of your life. Even a connection established through social media could offer you significant opportunities in the future. It's especially beneficial to carefully observe the people you encounter regarding career, collaborations, and projects. Because during this period, the universe may open some doors through people. For some of you, new team projects may come to the forefront. You might be involved in a project you never considered before. A friend might offer you a new job or invite you to a partnership that will bring you financial gain in the future. Opportunities brought by the influence of Uranus are often unexpected and may surprise you at first. However, precisely for this reason, you need to put aside your prejudices and be open to developments. But the most important point of this celestial influence is not only the changes that will occur in your social circle, because the lunar nodes are also involved in this T-square aspect. This is where your destiny plan comes into play. Your North Lunar Node is currently in your 8th house. In astrology, the North Lunar Node shows our spiritual development and the lessons we need to learn in this life. The 8th house represents shared resources, financial partnerships, investments, inheritances, loans, spouses' income, and the area of transformation. Therefore, fate may be guiding you away from relying solely on your own strength and resources and towards learning to share, seek support, and grow together. On the other hand, the South Node is in your 2nd house. This placement represents familiar, safe spaces, your own money, your own resources, your own control, and your habits. Perhaps you try to handle everything on your own. Perhaps you don't like asking for help. Or perhaps you want to manage everything yourself because you're afraid of losing control. However, the sky is giving you an important message this week. Not every success is achieved alone. Some doors open when you meet the right people. Some opportunities come into your life when you accept support. Some goals are achieved much faster when working together. Therefore, carefully evaluate the collaborations that come your way. An investment opportunity may arise. You may receive an invitation to a joint project. You may gain a significant advantage thanks to the support of your spouse, partner, or someone you trust. Opportunities to create new sources of income may arise, especially for some Leos. Credit transactions, insurance matters, inheritance issues, tax regulations, joint accounts, or shared financial resources may come to the fore. Unexpected developments may occur in these areas. Events that surprise you at first may eventually lead to results that benefit you. At the same time, this process may also require you to reconsider your plans for the future. Perhaps you have been focused on the same goal for years, but now a different path may be more right for you. Perhaps a long-standing circle of friends is no longer helping you grow, and you need to meet new people. Perhaps it's time to bring to life a project you've been putting off for years. Uranus demands change. But this change sometimes first shakes our comfort zone. That's why you shouldn't just look at the developments of the week from their superficial aspects, because some closures may herald new beginnings, some separations may lead you to the right people, and some surprises may be the first step towards great future successes. Looking at the general energy of the week, the sky is giving you two powerful messages, dear Leos. First, the universe is currently working behind the scenes for you and guiding you towards new opportunities. Second, in order to grow your future, you need to leave behind some old habits, old thought patterns, and comfort zones that limit you. Therefore, this week, both trust your intuition and be open to new people, new ideas, and new opportunities that come your way. Because sometimes the most important developments that change our lives come when we least expect them and through the people we least expect them. Trust yourself, dear Leos. Listen to your heart. Courageously seize the opportunities that come your way. Don't be afraid of change, because this week, the sky is preparing you for a freer, stronger, more conscious, and more successful future. Until we meet again next week with new sky interpretations. If you enjoyed our video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. May you have good luck, a bright future, and a heart filled with peace. Stay with love, stay with hope, and may the light of the stars always illuminate your path. Dear Virgos and those with Virgo rising, this week the sky is preparing to give you very important messages. Some people experience major changes in their lives through tumultuous events, while others embark on a completely different path with a single phone call, a single meeting, or a single decision. The week of June 8th to 14th carries exactly this kind of energy for you. Opportunities from your social circle, your future plans and developments related to your career can determine the direction of the coming period. In fact, there's a powerful day within the week that, for Virgos who sees it correctly, could create a miraculous effect. Long-awaited support may arrive, an important door may open, or you may cross paths with people who will bring you closer to your dreams. We are stepping into a new week guided by the stars. Let's see what it will bring to your sign. Before starting the video, if you find my comments helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Thanks to your support, we continue to interpret the guidance of the sky together every week. Dear Virgos, one of the most beautiful, hopeful, and fortunate influences of the week occurs in the sky on June 9th. On this date, a conjunction of Venus and Jupiter takes place at 25 degrees of Cancer. And this powerful conjunction occurs in your 11th house. Frankly, this could be one of the most supportive celestial influences of the year for you, because both Venus and Jupiter are considered benevolent planets in astrology, amplifying opportunities, increasing happiness, and facilitating the flow of life. Venus is associated with love, harmony, peace, social relationships, happiness, and material abundance, while Jupiter is known as the planet of growth, expansion, luck, abundance, opportunities, and divine support. The meeting of these two planets at the same point is already an extremely positive influence in itself. Moreover, since this conjunction occurs in your 11th house, it opens a new door for your social circle, friendships, future goals, projects, dreams, and long-term plans. The 11th house in astrology represents the point a person wants to reach in the future. This is the realm where our dreams come true. Therefore, a project you've been working on for a long time may begin to bear fruit this week. Perhaps a project you've been working on for months will finally attract the attention of the right people. Perhaps the support you need for a long-term goal will appear right now, or perhaps you'll experience a meeting that will change your future. You need to pay particular attention to developments from your social circle, because the people who enter your life this week may take on very important roles in the coming months. A friend may offer you a new job opportunity. A friend may introduce you to the right people. You may establish connections that will change the direction of your life through an organization, seminar, meeting, or social event you attend. For example, if you are a Virgo looking for a job, you may be called for an important interview thanks to a friend's referral. Doors may open for a position you've been waiting for. If you run your own business, you can establish new connections that will expand your customer base. If you have work you do on social media, you may experience an increase in your follower count, or opportunities that will reach a wider audience may arise. Another Virgo may finally deliver a project they've been working on for a long time to the right people. Perhaps a book you've written, a project you've prepared, an idea you've developed, or a venture you're working on may unexpectedly receive support. Therefore, don't hesitate to connect with people this week. Don't be afraid to show yourself, because the sky is encouraging you to be visible and receive the support you deserve. The 11th house is also known as the realm of wishes coming true. So a dream you've long cherished may begin to take shape this week. You may not see immediate results. However, the steps taken this week have the potential to yield very significant results in the future. A development that seems small now could become a turning point in your life a few months later. The period around June 9th and the days before and after it seem particularly valuable. Try to get together with people as much as possible during these days. Attend meetings, take invitations into consideration, expand your social circle, be open to new projects. Don't shy away from collaborations, because the sky is trying to help you grow with the right people instead of moving forward alone. Teamwork can be extremely productive during this period. Perhaps it's time to seek support for something you've been trying to pursue alone. Being part of a group, working together, or teaming up with people who share similar goals can bring far greater success than you might think. This conjunction will also strengthen your hopes for the future. If you've been feeling tired, indecisive, or unmotivated lately, the developments this week may bring back your excitement. You can see the paths ahead more clearly and look to the future with greater confidence. For some Virgos, there may also be quite pleasant surprises in their love lives, because the 11th house represents not only friendships, but also relationships that can turn from friendship to love. Someone you've known for a long time may start showing their feelings for you. The energy between you and someone you previously only considered a friend may change. Or someone you meet in a social setting may awaken new excitement in your heart. For single Virgos, social events, gatherings with friends, invitations, and group organizations seem particularly lucky. Therefore, get out of the house as much as possible this week, communicate with people, and be open to new acquaintances. Because love can sometimes begin with an unexpected conversation. Virgos in relationships can make joint future plans with their partners. They can set new goals together, make important decisions about the future, and build their relationship on a stronger foundation. You may feel your partner's support more strongly and achieve more harmony in your relationship. Looking at the overall energy of the week, dear Virgos, the universe is giving you an important message. Your dreams may be closer than you think. However, for this to happen, you need to be open to connecting with people, seeking support, and seizing the opportunities that come your way. Because the people you meet, the news you hear, and the offers you receive this week can play a significant role in shaping your future. Fill your heart with hope, trust yourself. Don't be afraid to think big, because this powerful conjunction of Venus and Jupiter not only brings you luck, it also opens doors that will expand your future. The sky is supporting you and offering powerful opportunities for you to progress in the areas you have worked hard for. Just be ready to see and seize these opportunities. The second significant celestial influence of the week comes into play on June 11th, dear Virgos. While this influence may seem a little complex at first glance, it actually brings with it very important realizations that can change the direction of your life. Because on this date, Uranus, which is in Gemini and in your 10th house, forms a powerful T-square aspect with the North Node in your 7th house and the South Node in your 1st house. In astrology, T-squares describe times when fate is urging us to act, forcing change, and bringing issues to the forefront that we can no longer ignore. Therefore, June 11th and the days surrounding it may not be an ordinary period for you. First, let's look at the 10th house where Uranus is located. In astrology, the 10th house represents career, social status, success, professional goals, our standing in society, and the point we want to reach in the future. Uranus, on the other hand, is the planet of change, freedom, surprises, and unexpected developments. Therefore, while Uranus is transiting here, you may experience sudden developments in your career life. Issues that have been stagnant for a long time may suddenly gain momentum. Unexpected opportunities may arise. You may receive offers from unexpected people. Perhaps you've been doing the same job for years and it's time for a change. Maybe a different profession or a new business idea that has been on your mind for a long time is now calling you more strongly. Some of you may receive job offers from an unexpected sector. Some of you may rise to an important position within your organization. And some of you may find the courage to start your own business, something you've long dreamed of. If you've been frequently asking yourself, am I really doing the job I want to do? In recent months, this could be a reflection of the Uranus influence. Because Uranus directs individuals towards liberation and the realization of their true potential in the area it occupies. Therefore, the developments you experience in your career may not only be related to financial gains. Changes that will make you happier, feel freer, and bring you closer to your life's purpose may also come to the fore. Some Virgos may receive unexpected support from their managers. Some may take on new responsibilities. Some may receive the long-awaited promotion news. However, due to the nature of Uranus, developments often occur unexpectedly. Therefore, it's quite normal for the events of this week to surprise you at first. However, the most important aspect of this celestial influence isn't just the changes in your career, because your axis of destiny also comes into play here. The North Node is currently in your 7th house. In astrology, the North Node represents the direction you need to develop in this life and your area of spiritual growth. The 7th house is related to relationships, marriage, partnerships, collaborations, agreements, and the people we share our lives with. This placement actually shows that the universe is giving you an important message. Life is now calling you not to struggle alone, but to grow together. You may have become accustomed to solving many things on your own for many years. You may have learned to be strong. You may not like asking for help. You may want to keep everything under control. However, destiny is now trying to show you a different path, because the South Node is in your 1st house. This shows that your habits from the past may constantly pull you towards the thought of, I must do everything myself. Perhaps you don't share your burdens. Perhaps you turn down offers of help. Perhaps you're taking on all the responsibilities yourself to avoid being dependent on anyone. But the sky is preparing to teach you a very valuable lesson this week. Sometimes success doesn't come only from hard work. Sometimes success comes from learning to walk the same path with the right people. Therefore, carefully consider any partnership offers that come your way. Be open to new collaborations. Don't turn down the hand extended to you, because the people who enter your life now may play very important roles in your future. For example, your career may be taken to a new level thanks to a business partner. A mentor may open important doors for you. A client or colleague may bring you new opportunities. A problem you've been trying to solve alone for a long time may progress much more easily with the support of the right person. This influence also works quite strongly in your private life. For some Virgos, relationships and marriage may become an important agenda item. If you are in a relationship, you may make serious decisions about the future. Cohabitation, engagement, marriage, or shared future plans may come to the fore. You may want to put your relationship with your partner on a more solid foundation. If you don't have someone in your life, someone with long-term potential may appear during this period. People you meet, especially through career connections, work environments, social circles, or professional organizations, may have an important place in your life in the future. However, T-square aspects always put us through some tests of balance. Therefore, you may need to strike a balance between your career and personal life. You may feel compelled to choose between your professional goals and the needs of your relationship. You may seek a balance between your individual desires and shared goals. Perhaps a significant career opportunity will arise, but this will require some adjustments in your relationship. Perhaps you will need to take on more responsibility within a relationship, or perhaps you will learn to manage both your own goals and the dreams you share simultaneously. But remember that this process is not meant to challenge you, but to help you grow. Every development will take you to a more mature, conscious, and stronger point. Looking at the overall energy of the week, dear Virgos, the sky offers you two great opportunities. First, the opportunity to cross paths with the right people who can turn your dreams into reality. Second, the opportunity to discover a new direction that will take you further in your career and relationships. Therefore, pay attention to what is happening around you this week. Don't underestimate the offers that come your way. Don't be prejudiced against people you meet for the first time. Don't hesitate to ask for help. Don't be afraid to accept support, because the universe is currently guiding you not to move forward alone, but to strengthen and grow together. Remember, dear Virgos, sometimes what changes our lives is not the knowledge, skills, or experience we possess. Sometimes what changes our lives is the right people who come into our lives at the right time. And the sky says that such encounters are possible this week. Trust yourself. Don't give up on your dreams. Listen to your heart and approach the opportunities that come your way with courage, because this week the sky is preparing to open new doors for you. Remember that the steps you take could be the beginning of much greater successes in the future. Until we meet again next week with new sky interpretations, may your luck be abundant, your successes lasting, your relationships peaceful, and your heart full of hope. Stay with love, stay with hope, and may the light of the stars always illuminate your path. Dear Libra and those with Libra rising, this week the sky is preparing some very remarkable developments for you. You may encounter significant opportunities, especially in your career, social status, goals, and future plans. Sometimes a period in life comes when the fruits of your labor begin to bear fruit. You reap the rewards of your efforts, and the dreams you've cherished for years slowly begin to come true. The week of June 8th to 14th carries exactly this kind of energy for many Libras. Moreover, there's a special day within the week that, for those who seize it correctly, could create a miraculous effect. You might receive news you've been waiting for, an important door might open in your career, or you might cross paths with people who will lead you to success. We are stepping into a new week guided by the stars. Let's see what it will bring to your sign. Before starting the video, if you find my comments helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Thanks to your support, we continue to interpret the guidance of the sky together every week. Dear Libras, one of the most powerful, brightest, and luckiest celestial influences of the week occurs on June 9th. On this date, a conjunction of Venus and Jupiter takes place at 25 degrees of Cancer, and this extremely special conjunction occurs in your 10th house. Frankly, this influence could present you with one of the most important career opportunities you might experience throughout the year. Because in astrology, both Venus and Jupiter are considered benevolent planets, and the area where these two planets converge creates growth, development, support, and opportunities in our lives. Moreover, this conjunction occurs in your 10th house. In astrology, the 10th house represents our careers, professional goals, public image, achievements, managers, authority figures, and the peak we want to reach in life. Therefore, the developments in the coming days may affect not only your daily work life, but also your long-term future. A project you've been working on for a long time may finally begin to bear fruit. Perhaps a project you've been working on for months will finally be noticed by your managers. Perhaps the work you've been quietly doing until now will become visible. Perhaps you will finally receive the recognition you deserve, especially if you've been wondering in recent months, is all my hard work being appreciated? The sky is now preparing to give you the answer. This conjunction also brings opportunities for growth and advancement in your career. A promotion you've been waiting for may come up. You may be called for an interview for a higher position. Your responsibilities may increase, but along with them, your earnings and prestige may also grow. For some Libras, a completely new job opportunity may open up. This is an extremely supportive period, especially for Libras seeking employment. Perhaps you'll receive a phone call you've been waiting for. Perhaps a resume you sent will receive a positive response. Or perhaps you'll receive a job offer from an unexpected source. Opportunities often come unexpectedly during periods when Venus and Jupiter are working together. Therefore, you need to carefully evaluate the developments that come your way this week. There are also very productive effects for Libras who run their own businesses. You may gain new clients, reach wider audiences, and encounter opportunities to grow your business. Especially for Libras working in social media, art, fashion, design, education, consulting, law, communication, advertising, and public relations, a highly visible and supportive period is possible. Perhaps one of your posts will receive much more attention than you expected. Perhaps you will secure a deal with an important client, or perhaps a collaboration opportunity will arise that will take you to a larger audience. The celestial alignment is currently supporting you in reaching more people with your work. One of the best aspects of this conjunction is that it strengthens your reputation. People may start noticing you more. Your previously unseen efforts may become visible. Those around you may value your knowledge and experience more. It may be much easier to get support from people in positions of authority during this period. Meetings with your managers may yield positive results. Connections you make with high-ranking individuals may bring you new opportunities. If you are waiting for approval on a matter, the likelihood of receiving positive news increases during this period, because the Venus-Jupiter conjunction carries both supportive and facilitative energy. The period around June 9th and a few days before and after this date seems extremely important. Try to be as active as possible these days. Go to job interviews, present your projects, attend meetings. Don't hesitate to show yourself. Because the sky is calling you to be visible right now. If you are considering starting a new business, planning to take a significant step towards the future, or need to make a career decision, this period can offer you strong support. You will be under very productive influences, especially in terms of making long-term plans. For some Libras, this conjunction may not only work in the career field, because the 10th house also represents our life direction and our role in society. Therefore, some Libras may experience important realizations about the purpose of their lives. Perhaps you will realize that the job you have been doing for years no longer makes you happy. Perhaps you will decide to pursue another dream that has been growing inside you for a long time. Perhaps for the first time, you will clearly see what you really want to do. Sometimes the greatest opportunity offered by the sky is not a promotion or financial gain. Sometimes the greatest opportunity is finding one's own path. This conjunction can have exactly such an effect for some Libras. You may take the first step towards a goal you have been putting off for a long time. Perhaps you will start a new training program. Perhaps you will make a decision that will change your career. Perhaps you will find the courage to bring to life the project you have been dreaming of for years. The sky is giving you this message, dear Libras. It's no longer time to hide your light. The time is coming to reap the rewards of your efforts, showcase your talents, and achieve the success you deserve. Looking at the overall energy of the week, the universe is supporting you, opening paths for you, and wants to make you more visible. Therefore, don't hold back. Share your ideas, showcase your talents. Don't underestimate the opportunities that come your way, because the steps you take this week could have very important consequences in the coming months. Trust yourselves, dear Libras. Don't underestimate your achievements. Don't give up on your dreams and approach the opportunities that come your way with courage, because this magnificent conjunction of Venus and Jupiter brings you not only luck, but also new doors that will expand your future. The sky wants you to rise, shine, and receive the recognition you deserve. Therefore, accept the opportunities that come your way with love and move confidently towards where life wants to take you. Because sometimes fate knocks on your door when you are ready. And this week, the probability of that door knocking seems quite high. The second significant celestial event of the week comes into play on June 11th, dear Libras. On this date, Uranus, transiting Gemini, is in your ninth house, forming a powerful T-square aspect with the North Node in your sixth house and the South Node in your 12th house. This is not an ordinary influence, because Uranus brings sudden awareness, unexpected developments, and surprises that can change the direction of life in the areas it touches. The lunar nodes represent your journey of destiny. Therefore, this influence may indicate a significant turning point in your life. In particular, you may need to establish a new balance between your thought system, beliefs, outlook on the future, education, international connections, daily work routine, and spiritual world. You may realize that some thoughts you have long held to be true are changing. You may begin to look at life from a different perspective and leave behind old patterns that limit you. Uranus in the ninth house is practically calling you to new horizons. An unexpected educational opportunity may arise. You may learn important information about a subject you have been researching for a long time. A course, seminar, certificate program, or academic study could change the direction of your life. For some, projects related to foreign countries may come to the forefront. News from abroad, job opportunities, relocation plans, or travel could open a new chapter in your life. Perhaps you will realize that you should no longer postpone something you've wanted to do for years. Maybe you'll decide to learn a new language. Maybe you'll start training to improve your career. Or maybe you'll gain courage and take the first step in something that has scared you until now. However, one of the most important messages this celestial alignment wants to give you is that learning alone is not enough, because the North Node is currently in your sixth house. Destiny is inviting you to build a more organized, planned, productive, and disciplined life. Setting big goals is certainly very valuable, but integrating those goals into daily life, supporting them with concrete steps, and putting in the effort is now becoming much more important. On the other hand, the South Node being in the 12th house may sometimes lead you to stay in the background, wait, or let things take their own course. Some Libras may remain in the preparation phase instead of taking action on matters they have been thinking about for a long time. Some of you may be hesitant to take new steps due to fears stemming from past experiences. Others may be constantly planning but struggling to put it into action. This is where Uranus comes in. The sky is practically speaking to you. Knowledge is good, but putting that knowledge into practice is far more valuable. Dreaming is good, but taking the first step to realize that dream creates the real transformation. Thinking is important, but sometimes fate demands a courageous move. Therefore, a Libra who has been considering a career change for a long time can now update their resume and start applying. A Libra planning a new education can complete the registration process. A Libra considering starting their own business can take the first concrete step they have been putting off for so long. Those working on a project can reach a wider audience with their work. This week, you may experience very powerful insights. You may completely leave behind some old thought patterns. Your goals for the future may change. You may understand more clearly what life wants from you. In particular, the foundations for decisions that will lead you to success in the coming months can be laid now. Looking at the general energy of the week, the sky offers you both success and growth opportunities simultaneously. On one hand, Venus and Jupiter illuminate your career field, supporting you in becoming visible, being appreciated, and achieving success. On the other hand, Uranus tries to help you grow with new information, new experiences, and new perspectives. So you have the potential to experience significant leaps in both your career advancement and personal development. Therefore, don't underestimate the opportunities that come your way this week. Pay attention to the people you meet. Pay attention to the news you hear. The offers you receive, the messages you get, or the information you stumble upon by chance may open much bigger doors than you think. Because sometimes developments that change our lives seem quite small when they first appear. Trust yourself, dear Libras. Trust your accumulated knowledge. Trust your efforts. Don't give up on your dreams and bravely seize the opportunities that come your way. Because this week, the sky is bringing you one step closer to your goals, achievements, and the future you envision. Until next week with new sky interpretations, may your luck be abundant, your successes lasting, and your path clear. Stay with love, stay with hope, and may the light of the stars always illuminate your way. Dear Scorpio and those with Scorpio rising, this week may bring significant insights, surprising opportunities, and developments that could change the course of your life and shift your destiny. Some weeks are simply about experiencing everyday events. Other weeks are when a decision you make, a person you meet, or a piece of news can completely change your future. The week of June 8th to 14th carries exactly that kind of energy for you. Developments that will broaden your horizons, new opportunities, and influences that can take you far beyond your current position are particularly noteworthy in the sky. In fact, there's a powerful day within the week that could work like a miracle for some Scorpios. Therefore, don't treat this week like an ordinary week, because the universe is preparing to open new doors for you. We are stepping into a new week, guided by the stars. Let's see what it will bring to your sign. Before starting the video, if you find my comments helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Thanks to your support, we continue to interpret the guidance of the sky together every week. Dear Scorpios, the luckiest, most supportive, and most remarkable celestial event of the week takes place on June 9th. The Venus-Jupiter conjunction at 25 degrees of Cancer occurs in your ninth house, and this influence could open the doors to a new era for many Scorpios. In astrology, the ninth house represents a very important area of life. This house describes long journeys, international connections, academic processes, higher education, legal matters, publishing, personal development, belief systems, and one's worldview. It is also one of the areas where we question the meaning of life, broaden our horizons, and improve ourselves. Therefore, a powerful conjunction here can affect not only your daily life, but also your outlook on the future. Venus, in astrology, represents happiness, harmony, love, peace, and abundance. Jupiter, on the other hand, is the planet of growth, expansion, opportunities, plenty, luck, and divine support. The coming together of these two benefic planets in the sky is already an extremely positive influence in itself. Moreover, since this conjunction occurs in your ninth house, which broadens your horizons, helps you grow and develop, its effect can be felt much more strongly. The sky is practically telling you this week, think bigger, aim further, don't limit yourself. A long-awaited opportunity may suddenly present itself, especially if you're waiting for news related to education, academic studies, international projects, or legal matters. You may experience extremely positive developments. Some of you may receive good news from an educational program you have been waiting to be accepted into. For some, job interviews, projects, or partnerships related to foreign countries may come to the fore. A formal or legal process that you have been waiting for a long time may progress in your favor. Scorpios, especially university students, academics, instructors, consultants, those working in the legal field, those in the media and publishing sector, or those working with international connections, may feel the positive effects of this conjunction much more strongly. You may learn new information that will advance your career, meet important people, or encounter opportunities that will change your future. However, the effect of this conjunction is not limited only to developments in the outside world. You may also experience a significant process of growth and awareness within your inner world. Because the ninth house isn't just about physically traveling to distant places, it also represents mental and spiritual journeys. Perhaps a book you read will change your perspective on life. Perhaps a seminar or training you attend will lead you down a completely different path. Perhaps a person you meet will give you a perspective you've never considered before. Sometimes the biggest transformations in our lives don't happen by packing a suitcase, but by changing our thought system. And Venus and Jupiter are supporting exactly that this week. You may experience a significant realization about an issue that has been bothering you for a long time. Perhaps a problem you haven't been able to solve for months will suddenly become clear. Maybe you'll start seeing behind the scenes of events. Because the ninth house is also the house of truth, it represents seeing the big picture, recognizing the meaning behind events, and understanding the messages life is trying to tell you. Therefore, dear Scorpios, try to use June 9th and the few days around it as productively as possible. Applications you make, interviews you conduct, steps you take, and decisions you make during these dates can make significant contributions to your life in the long run. You will be under extremely strong influences for applying for education, planning new projects, organizing travel, dealing with legal matters, or expanding your career goals. For some of you, this influence may also work in your love life, especially for those in long-distance relationships or communicating with people from different cultures. Remarkable developments may occur. You may meet someone from another city or country. A new relationship can greatly benefit you, not only emotionally, but also mentally and spiritually. Some of you may find your current relationship open to making travel plans, setting shared goals for the future, or making decisions that will broaden the horizons of your relationship. One of the best aspects of this conjunction is that it will give you renewed hope. Lately, you may have felt tired, lost motivation, or had doubts about the future. However, Venus and Jupiter are now shining a powerful light in the sky, reminding you that new opportunities are always possible. Approach the doors opening before you with courage. Be open to experiences that will improve you. Don't be afraid to learn new things, meet new people, and explore different perspectives. Because this week, the universe wants to take you further than where you are now. It wants to broaden your horizons, expand your life, and introduce you to new experiences. Make the most of this beautiful energy offered by the sky, because some opportunities only come once, and the developments that come your way this week may be so important that they could change the direction of your life in the coming months. The second significant celestial influence of the week comes into play on June 11th, dear Scorpios. On this date, Uranus, transiting Gemini, is in your 8th house, forming a powerful T-square aspect with the North Node in your 5th house and the South Node in your 11th house. This is not an ordinary influence, because Uranus represents sudden changes, unexpected developments, surprising realizations, and the need for liberation in the area it occupies. The lunar nodes, on the other hand, describe our journey of destiny, the direction we should take in life, and the habits we need to let go of. Therefore, some events you experience this week may not be merely temporary developments. They could form the basis of important decisions you will make in the future. You may experience significant realizations, especially in the areas of finances, shared income, investments, emotional bonds, trust, and inner transformation. Because Uranus is currently transiting your 8th house, which in astrology is a very deep and powerful area of life. Shared earnings, spouse's income, inheritances, loans, taxes, debts, investments, financial partnerships, and also psychological transformation processes are all under the management of this house. Therefore, unexpected developments may occur in financial matters in the coming days. Some Scorpios may see a long-awaited payment arrive. Some may encounter a new investment opportunity. Important decisions may be made regarding shared income. Sudden changes may occur in the financial situation of your spouse, partner, or business associate. Surprise news may arise regarding loans, taxes, insurance, or financial planning. However, Uranus here doesn't only affect money matters, it also makes you question your sense of security. You may begin to realize what you are truly clinging to in your life, what you are dependent on, and what fears are holding you back. Because the 8th house is also the house of transformation. It is one of the areas where we need to learn to let go of the old and accept the new. Perhaps you will confront a fear that has been weighing on you for a long time. Perhaps you will leave behind a limiting way of thinking Perhaps you will realize that financial security is not only about money, but that true security is believing in your own strength. But the most important aspect of this configuration lies in the connection Uranus makes with the lunar nodes, because here, the sky is giving you very important messages about your destiny. The North Lunar Node is currently in your fifth house. This placement indicates that your destiny is guiding you towards more creative, bolder, more original, and more heartfelt choices. You are learning to enjoy life more, express yourself, pursue your passions, and prioritize things that make you happy. On the other hand, the South Lunar Node is in your 11th house. This may indicate that you sometimes focus too much on the expectations of those around you. Behavioral patterns such as wanting to gain the approval of others, constantly considering what society thinks, or putting your own dreams second may become more visible during this period. So, the sky is asking you a very powerful question this week. Are you truly living your own life, or are you trying to live the life that others expect of you? Perhaps you have a big goal you want to achieve, but you're afraid of what people will think, so you can't take action. Maybe you have a creative idea, but you keep postponing it because you think you won't get enough support. Maybe your heart is telling you something, but your logic or the pressure from your environment is causing you to go in a different direction. This week, Uranus is trying to wake you up. It may no longer be possible to ignore some truths. For some Scorpios, there may be quite surprising developments in their love lives. An unexpected meeting may take place. A long-standing relationship may move to a different level. Important decisions may be made about the future of the relationship. Some of you may experience a long-awaited development in love. Surprise encounters, especially with people who excite your heart, may occur. Communication that begins unexpectedly may quickly turn into a significant relationship. In existing relationships, it may be time to talk about postponed issues and make clear decisions. There may also be noteworthy developments for Scorpios who want to have children. Some of you may receive joyful news about children or make new decisions about expanding the family. In addition, there are strong influences in the realm of creativity. Perhaps you will finally find the courage to bring to life a project you've had in mind for years. Topics such as writing, producing, performing on stage, being visible on social media, teaching, creating content, or starting your own business may come to the forefront. You may no longer want to hide your inner talents. Because the North Node constantly reminds you, you cannot expect your life to change without showing your own light. Looking at the general energy of the sky this week, we see that it offers you two great opportunities. The first is to grow and develop your life and learn not to be afraid of transformation. The second is to listen to your heart and reveal your true potential. Therefore, be open to the opportunities that come your way. Don't be afraid of new ideas. Don't shy away from change. Don't postpone your own happiness by thinking about what people will think, because sometimes the biggest developments that change our lives begin with a single step we take with courage. Dear Scorpios, this week the universe offers you the opportunity for transformation, growth, and liberation. Trust yourself. Listen to your inner voice. Don't underestimate your dreams and courageously move in the direction your heart wants to take you. Because the sky is sending you important signs that prepare you not only for next week, but for the years to come. Don't underestimate the coincidences that come your way. Carefully consider the news you receive. Listen to the people you meet, because some developments you experience this week could be turning points in your life when you look back in the future. Until we meet again next week with new sky interpretations, may your luck be abundant, your path be clear, and your heart be full of hope. Stay with love, stay with happiness, and may the light of the stars always illuminate your path. Dear Sagittarius and those with Sagittarius rising, this week the sky indicates that unseen doors in life may open, unexpected support may come, and fate is preparing you for a very important transformation. Some weeks simply happen and pass, but there are some weeks where a decision, a piece of news, or a realization has an impact that lasts for months or even years. The week of June 8th to 14th carries exactly this kind of energy for you. Important developments may come to the forefront, especially regarding financial matters, shared resources, relationships, and your family life. Moreover, there is such a powerful day within the week that for Sagittarians who sees it correctly, it could create a miraculous effect. Long-awaited support may arrive, a seemingly unsolvable problem may be resolved, or you may encounter important opportunities that will make your life easier. We are stepping into a new week, guided by the stars. Let's see what it will bring to your sign. Before starting the video, if you find my comments helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Thanks to your support, we continue to interpret the guidance of the sky together every week. Dear Sagittarians, one of the most remarkable, powerful, and fortunate celestial events of the week is taking place on June 9th. The Venus-Jupiter conjunction at 25 degrees Cancer occurs in your 8th house, and this influence seems powerful enough to open significant doors, both materially and spiritually, for many Sagittarians. In astrology, the 8th house is a very special and profound area of life. This house represents shared income, spouses' earnings, investments, loans, debts, insurance matters, inheritances, taxes, and financial support from others. It also describes psychological transformations, emerging stronger from crises, spiritual growth, and major changes experienced within one's inner world. Therefore, a Venus-Jupiter conjunction here can positively change not only your finances but also your perspective on life. In astrology, Venus represents love, peace, harmony, abundance, and supportive energy. Jupiter, on the other hand, is considered the planet of growth, luck, opportunities, abundance, and divine protection. The conjunction of these two benefic planets in the sky is already an extremely positive sign in itself. Moreover, since this conjunction occurs in your 8th house, which represents your financial support and transformation areas, its effects can be felt much more concretely. In particular, long-awaited developments in financial matters may begin to move forward this week. A pending loan application may be approved. A payment you haven't received for a long time may be deposited into your account. A joint investment opportunity may arise. Your spouse or partner may experience positive developments in their income. You may receive unexpected financial support or encounter a new financial solution that will ease your situation. For some Sagittarians, positive news may come regarding insurance, compensation, inheritance, or matters related to official institutions. A long-awaited process may finally come to fruition. A financially burdensome issue may begin to be resolved. This conjunction carries a breath of fresh air, especially for Sagittarians who have struggled financially in recent months. For example, a Sagittarius who has felt under a financial burden for a long time may receive the support they have been waiting for. Someone trying to restructure their debts may encounter more favorable conditions. Sagittarians working in a partnership may find new opportunities to increase their income. Those who run their own businesses may find investor support, generate financial resources, or establish new connections to grow their businesses. Some of you may decide to put a long-delayed investment plan into action. You may begin to think more consciously and strategically about financial matters and make important decisions that will secure your future. However, the effect of this conjunction is not limited to money and material things, dear Sagittarians, because the 8th house is also the house of spiritual transformation. Experiences that change, strengthen, and mature us in our lives are associated with this house. Therefore, in the coming days, you may experience significant changes not only in your bank account, but also in your heart and soul. Perhaps you will be freed from a fear you've carried for a long time. Perhaps you will finally be able to leave behind a past disappointment. Perhaps an issue that has been weighing on you for years will finally lose its importance, and a new chapter will open in your mind. Because when Venus and Jupiter work together, they bring not only opportunity, but also healing. Some Sagittarians may begin to forgive past hurts. Some may release emotional burdens they have carried for a long time. Some of you may regain your self-confidence. You may realize how much the difficulties you have experienced recently have strengthened you. During this process, life may remind you of an important truth. Sometimes the greatest wealth is not the money we have, but the strength we develop within ourselves. And this week, you may have the opportunity to strengthen yourself both materially and spiritually. the effects of this conjunction can also be felt in your love life. Because the eighth house represents deep bonds, trust, and emotional intimacy. Stronger bonds can be established in existing relationships. The sense of trust between you and your partner may increase. Some of you may make more serious decisions in your relationship or begin to make plans for the future. Pay close attention to June 9th in particular and the days before and after. The sky is offering extremely powerful energies supporting you during these days. You will be under very productive influences for making financial plans, investment decisions, conducting partnership negotiations, making official applications, or making decisions that will strengthen you emotionally. Don't underestimate the opportunities that come your way. Carefully evaluate the news you receive. Don't hastily reject offers, because a seemingly small development this week could have much bigger consequences in your life in the coming months. Dear Sagittarians, the sky is offering you not only gains but also opportunities for transformation this week. You are under extremely supportive influences to free yourself from the burdens of the past, to feel financially comfortable, and to move forward with stronger steps into the future. Trust yourself, be open to the opportunities life offers you, and don't be afraid of change, because the universe is currently guiding you towards a stronger, more peaceful, and more prosperous future. The second significant celestial influence of the week comes into play on June 11th, dear Sagittarians. On this date, Uranus, transiting Gemini, is in your seventh house, forming a powerful T-square aspect with the North Node in your fourth house and the South Node in your 10th house. This is not an ordinary influence because Uranus represents sudden developments, surprising decisions, unexpected encounters, and the need for liberation in the area it occupies. The lunar nodes, on the other hand, describe the fated direction of our life journey, the path we must take, and the habits we must leave behind. Therefore, some developments you experience this week may be the beginning of decisions that will change the direction of your life in the future. You may experience important realizations, especially regarding relationships, partnerships, family life, life structure, and career balance, because Uranus is currently transiting your seventh house. In astrology, the seventh house represents marriages, long-term relationships, business partnerships, contracts, and people who have a significant impact on our lives. Therefore, unexpected developments in your relationships are quite possible while Uranus is transiting here. Some Sagittarians may experience an unexpected encounter. Someone entering your life could change your perspective and lead you to an unconventional relationship experience. This could be a particularly dynamic period for single Sagittarians. An unexpected meeting could quickly develop into a serious relationship. The person you meet might be from a different culture, a different city, or completely different from your usual type of person. Uranus generally loves surprises, so you need to be open to unexpected developments in your love life. In existing relationships, important decisions may come to the forefront. Couples who have been together for a long time may decide on marriage, engagement, or cohabitation. While some relationships may move to a new level, others may finally have long-delayed conversations. This is because Uranus prefers to reveal the truth, not false balances, in relationships. Therefore, some issues you've ignored for a long time may now become open discussion. There are also significant effects regarding business partnerships. You may receive a new collaboration offer. An unexpected partnership opportunity may arise. You might decide to join forces with someone you hadn't considered before. For Sagittarians who are self-employed, new connections and collaborations can create significant opportunities. However, the real importance of this aspect lies in its connection to the lunar nodes, because the sky is giving you important messages here, not only about relationships, but also about the overall balance of your life. The North Lunar Node is currently in your fourth house. This placement indicates that your destiny is guiding you towards inner peace, family ties, emotional security, and building a solid foundation. In recent years, you may have worked hard to achieve success in your life, advance in your career, reach your goals, and appear strong in the outside world. But now the universe is trying to teach you something different. Happiness is not just about success. Security is not only gained through career. The true richness of life is sometimes not in the titles you hold, but in the peace you feel when you return home. This is where the South Node comes into play, because the South Node is in your 10th house. This indicates that you may have been overly focused on career goals, social status, how you are perceived by others, and success for a long time. Perhaps you have struggled for your career for years. Perhaps you have made great sacrifices to achieve your goals. Perhaps your work life has been your priority. But the sky is now asking you a very important question. While chasing success, are you truly able to build a life where you are happy? Perhaps you have been very successful in your career, but haven't been able to dedicate enough time to your private life. Perhaps your career has grown, but you have felt emotionally lonely. Perhaps those around you see you as successful, but you feel that something is missing in your inner world. Uranus is reminding you this week that you need to establish this balance. Some Sagittarians may decide to move. Plans to move to a new home may come to the fore. Unexpected developments may occur regarding buying or selling a house. Important conversations may take place within the family. Long-standing family issues may be resolved from a different perspective. Some of you may restructure relationships with family members and leave past resentments behind. For some Sagittarians, important choices may need to be made between relationships and career. A new job opportunity could completely change your life. You might decide to move to another city. You may reshape your future plans due to developments related to your partner. What life demands of you now may not only be to work harder, but also to build a more balanced life. This aspect gives you a very valuable lesson. True success is not just about advancing in your career. True success is also about building a peaceful home life, forming strong bonds with the people you love, and feeling safe when you lay your head on the pillow at night. Looking at the general energy of the week, the sky offers you both transformation and balance opportunities. On one hand, Venus and Jupiter illuminate your areas of shared resources, financial support, and inner strength, supporting you materially and spiritually. On the other hand, Uranus opens new doors in the realm of relationships and allows you to reevaluate the bonds you have with the people in your life. Therefore, be open to the opportunities that come your way this week. Observe the people you meet carefully. Don't be afraid of new collaborations. Don't hesitate to be honest in your relationships. Try to understand the direction life wants to take you. Because sometimes the greatest progress begins with letting go of trying to control everything and trusting the new paths the universe presents us with. Dear Sagittarians, this week you are surrounded by powerful energies that will enrich both your heart and your life. Trust yourself. Look to the future with hope. Don't be afraid of change, because the sky is sending you important signs that prepare you not only for the next few days, but for the years to come. Courageously seize the opportunities that come your way, spend time with your loved ones, and remember that life is not only about success, but also about happiness. Until we meet again next week with new sky interpretations, may your luck be abundant, your blessings high, and your path clear. Stay with love, stay with hope, and may the light of the stars always illuminate your way. Dear Capricorns and those with Capricorn rising, you are entering a very special week where long-awaited positive developments are about to knock on your door. If you've been feeling that things have been progressing slowly in your relationships, collaborations, or personal life lately, this week the sky may offer you completely different opportunities. But before we begin the video, I have a small request. If you find my horoscope readings helpful, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications. This way you can be the first to know about all the messages from the sky this week. So, what awaits Capricorns in the week of June 8th to 14th? This week, there's such an energy in the sky that some Capricorns may receive long-awaited news. Some may include a very valuable person in their lives, and some may seize the opportunities that fate presents and transition to a brand new period. The developments that will take place in the first half of the week, in particular, seem extremely noteworthy for you. Dear Capricorns, the most important, luckiest, and most beautiful celestial event of the week is undoubtedly the Venus-Jupiter conjunction taking place on June 9th. This extremely powerful and supportive conjunction occurs at 25 degrees of Cancer and takes place in your seventh house. The conjunction of Venus and Jupiter in the sky is already a very positive sign in itself, because these two planets are considered benevolent in astrology, and they expand, beautify, enrich, and fill the area they are in with new opportunities. Moreover, since this conjunction takes place in your seventh house, which represents your relationships, partnerships, and one-on-one connections, its effects may be much more visible in your life. In astrology, the seventh house represents marriages, long-term relationships, engagements, partnerships, contracts, consultations, client relationships, and people who have a significant impact on our lives. In other words, this house describes the bridge between I and we. Therefore, a powerful Venus-Jupiter conjunction occurring here can pave the way for new people to enter your life, strengthen existing relationships, and create important collaborations. The sky is giving you an important message this week. Some doors open not when you walk alone, but when you walk with the right people. That's why you should pay close attention to June 9th and the days before and after it. Even if the opportunities that come your way seem ordinary at first glance, they can change the direction of your life in the long run. Because sometimes fate brings its greatest gifts through people. If you are a single Capricorn, there may be extremely active and lucky influences in your love life. A long-awaited meeting may take place. Moreover, this person may not be an ordinary person. The person who enters your life may contribute significantly, not only romantically, but also with their worldview, goals, and life energy. You may meet someone who will leave a lasting mark on your life in a social gathering, a business meeting, a party, or a seemingly coincidental encounter. For some of you, the beginning of a long-awaited relationship may come to the fore. The sky is preparing to open new doors, especially for Capricorns who have experienced a lull in their love lives in recent months. There are also extremely supportive influences for Capricorns in existing relationships. The bonds between you and your partner may strengthen. You can understand each other better and increase the sense of trust and harmony in your relationship. Important decisions regarding the future may be made in long-standing relationships. Serious steps such as marriage proposals, engagement plans, decisions to live together, or introducing families may come to the forefront. Some couples may leave behind long-standing unresolved issues and open a new chapter in their relationships. Because when Venus and Jupiter work together, not only new beginnings but also the healing and strengthening of existing bonds become possible. However, the effects of this conjunction are not limited to love life, dear Capricorns. Very strong opportunities may arise in your professional life as well. You are going through an extremely supportive period, especially in terms of partnerships, client relations, consulting activities, commercial agreements, and one-on-one work. If you've been considering forming a partnership for a long time, you may cross paths with the right people. You could gain new clients, expand your business network, or meet individuals who will open important doors for your career. Freelancers, consultants, those working in sales and marketing, or those whose work involves direct human interaction may feel the positive effects of this conjunction more strongly. For example, a meeting you attend might be much more productive than you expected. A client meeting could open the door to new projects. A long-awaited agreement might come to a positive conclusion. You might establish an important connection that could turn into a job offer. Some Capricorns might even overcome a long-standing obstacle in their careers. Your diplomatic skills also strengthen during this period. You can get along with people more easily, achieve harmony in your relationships, and receive more support from your environment. You will also be under very supportive influences, especially in terms of repairing past grievances, ending estrangements, or resolving long-standing disagreements. For some Capricorns, positive developments may also occur in terms of legal matters, contracts, or official agreements. A pending signing process may conclude, an important agreement may be reached, or solutions may be found for issues requiring mutual agreement. One of the best aspects of this conjunction is that it encourages well-meaning people to enter your life, because sometimes the biggest changes in our lives don't happen through struggles we undertake alone, but through the right people who come into our lives at the right time. A mentor, a business partner, a friend, or a life partner, whoever it may be, some people you meet this week could hold much greater significance in the future. The sky is practically telling you you don't have to do everything alone. The right people can make your life easier. Seeking support is not weakness, it's part of growth. Therefore, be more open to people this week. Give opportunities for new acquaintances. Carefully evaluate incoming offers. Participate in meetings that excite you. Don't stay away from social environments. Because a significant part of your luck this week is working through human relationships. Dear Capricorns, the universe is preparing to support you in many areas where you have been working hard for a long time. There are extremely powerful opportunities in your love life, partnerships, collaborations, and social relationships. Don't underestimate the people you meet. Don't ignore seemingly coincidental encounters. And don't close your heart to new possibilities, because sometimes the greatest opportunities that change our lives begin with a first conversation with someone, and the sky is carrying exactly that kind of energy this week. Courageously seize the doors that open before you, because the universe is trying to guide you towards a happier, stronger, and more prosperous future. However, dear Capricorns, the energy of the week isn't just about the positive developments brought by Venus and Jupiter. While the sky offers you opportunities, it also sends powerful messages urging you to adapt to change and grow in certain areas. Therefore, the second significant influence of the week comes into play on June 11th. On this date, Uranus, transiting Gemini in your sixth house, forms a powerful T-square with the North Node in your third house and the South Node in your ninth house. In astrology, T-squares generally carry dynamic energies that motivate us, make us question our habits, and force change. They may create some initial unrest, but in the long run, they offer opportunities for growth and progress. Therefore, on and around June 11th, you may experience some unexpected developments in your life, especially in the areas of your daily routine, work life, work environment, health habits, and responsibilities, because Uranus doesn't like stagnation in its dwelling place. It wants to change systems that are no longer working in our lives and move us towards a more modern, efficient, and free order. The sixth house represents our daily lives, working conditions, work environment, colleagues, responsibilities, and health routines. With Uranus transiting this house, you may need to step outside your usual routine. Unexpected developments may occur, especially in your professional life. Some of you may encounter sudden changes at your workplace. You might be asked to take on a new role. Your working hours may change. The systems used at work may be updated. You may need to take on more responsibility due to a colleague's departure. For some Capricorns, a job change, a department change, or radical transformations in the work model may even come to the fore. Initially, these changes may make you a little uneasy because Capricorns by nature prefer to proceed in a planned manner. They don't like uncertainty. However, Uranus is trying to teach you this. Sometimes the way to grow in life is to step outside the usual routine. This process may particularly highlight technology-related issues. You may need to learn new digital systems, use AI-powered applications, work with different software, or modernize your way of doing business. Perhaps the methods you've used until now will no longer be sufficient, and you will need to acquire new skills. For some Capricorns, this period can be quite significant in terms of taking new courses, participating in certificate programs, or pursuing professional development. Although it may seem tiring at first, the new knowledge gained could provide you with great advantages in the long run. The other important aspect of this T-square is the lunar nodes. This is where the real message the sky wants to convey emerges. The North Lunar Node is currently in your third house. This indicates that your destiny is guiding you towards learning, communication, sharing information, developing new ideas, and mental flexibility. Life wants you to learn new things, be open to different perspectives, and adapt to the changing world. On the other hand, the South Node of the Moon is in your ninth house. This placement may indicate that you can sometimes be too attached to your own truths. Perhaps you've been using the same methods for years. Perhaps your opinion on a subject is very clear, and you find it difficult to consider different viewpoints. Perhaps the information you learned in the past is starting to become outdated. This is where Uranus tries to awaken you mentally. The sky is asking you this question. Are you truly open to new information, or do you simply believe that what you know is correct? Perhaps a method you've been using for many years is no longer working. Perhaps you need to switch to a new system in your professional life. Perhaps a person who enters your life will teach you to look at things from a different perspective, especially trainings, seminars, courses, digital platforms, and foreign connections can play an important role in this process. New information you encounter may influence the decisions you will make in the future. Sometimes a single sentence, a single training, or a single person can change the direction of our lives. The third and ninth house axis is also related to thought systems and life philosophy. Therefore, some Capricorns may experience significant shifts in their thinking. A long-held viewpoint might change. You may begin to look at life from a different perspective. Your goals for the future may be reshaped. For some, there may be sudden changes in travel plans. An educational program may unexpectedly come up. An opportunity related to abroad may arise. News from afar may lead you to make important decisions. For some Capricorns, a new acquaintance could completely change their life philosophy. During this period, it is especially beneficial to be careful in matters of communication. Check incoming news several times. Don't immediately accept what you hear as true. Carefully examine the details in documents, contracts, applications, and official procedures. Since Uranus sometimes brings unexpected developments, small details that are overlooked may become important later. However, there is nothing to fear here, dear Capricorns, because Uranus is not working to harm your life, but to advance you. If your current system no longer contributes to your development, the universe may bring about some changes in your life to open new doors. Remember that sometimes the biggest leaps in our lives happen when our plans change. Events that initially seem like setbacks can later be the beginning of great opportunities. Looking at the general energy of the week, we see that you are under extremely lucky influences, especially in terms of relationships, partnerships, collaborations, and new people entering your life. With Venus and Jupiter in your seventh house, you may cross paths with the right people, receive important support, and seize long-term opportunities. On the other hand, Uranus is also encouraging changes that will make your daily life more efficient. Therefore, being open to new things, continuing to learn, and moving with change instead of resisting it will give you a great advantage. Don't underestimate the opportunities that come your way this week. A phone call, an offer, a new education, a new acquaintance, or a small step taken could lead to much bigger results in the coming months. Especially around June 9th, try to notice the wonderful opportunities the universe is offering you, because some encounters, some meetings, and some decisions can change the course of your life. In closing, I want to say this, dear Capricorns, this week, the sky offers you opportunities to expand both your heart and your future. While luck is on your side in the realm of relationships, Uranus is preparing you for a stronger, more conscious, and more modern future. Don't be afraid of change, give new people a chance, be open to learning, and courageously open the doors that come your way. Because sometimes a single day, a meeting, a decision, or an encounter can change your entire life. Until next week, with new sky interpretations. May your luck be abundant, your path clear, and your heart filled with peace. Stay with love, stay with hope, and may the light of the stars always illuminate your way. Dear Aquarius, and those with Aquarius rising, this week may bring unexpected but extremely positive developments in your life. There's one particular day where, if you manage to seize it, you may encounter opportunities whose effects you'll feel for a long time. The sky is practically telling you, get ready because a new chapter is opening in your life. So, what awaits you this week? In which areas will lucky influences be at play? In which matters will you need to act cautiously? Let's take a look together. But first, I have a small request. If you find my weekly horoscope readings helpful, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications. Every support you give contributes to the growth of the channel and helps bring you new content. We are stepping into a new week guided by the stars. Now, let's examine together the messages that the week of June 8th to 14th will bring to Aquarius. Dear Aquarius, The most remarkable, fortunate, and supportive celestial event of the week is undoubtedly the Venus-Jupiter conjunction taking place on June 9th. This powerful conjunction occurs at 25 degrees of Cancer in your sixth house. In astrology, the conjunction of Venus and Jupiter is considered one of the most positive celestial events. This is because Venus represents happiness, peace, love, harmony, abundance, and the joy of life, while Jupiter represents growth, development, opportunities, luck, prosperity, and divine support. When these two benevolent planets come together, they open a door of abundance in their respective areas. Moreover, this conjunction occurs in your sixth house, which represents your daily life, work routine, work environment, responsibilities, health habits, and quality of life. Therefore, its effects may not remain purely theoretical. They may manifest as concrete developments in your daily life. You may experience developments that make your life easier, lighten your burden, and make you feel more peaceful. Therefore, dear Aquarians, pay close attention to June 9th and the days before and after it. The sky is preparing to offer you significant opportunities. Don't underestimate the offers, meetings, job opportunities, new connections, and beginnings that come your way, because even a small step taken this week can create much bigger results in the coming months. There are particularly strong and supportive influences for Aquarians working in the business world. You may finally receive news you've been waiting for. You may get a positive response from a job interview. Your efforts may be recognized at your workplace. You may receive appreciation from your superiors or seize the opportunity to advance in your career by taking on more responsibility. For some of you, a new team project may come up. You may transition to a more peaceful work environment. The work conditions that have been tiring you for a long time may begin to change. Perhaps you will start working with a new manager, or perhaps your working conditions will improve. This conjunction carries relaxing and supportive effects, especially for Aquarians who have experienced stress in their work lives in recent months. If you are an Aquarius who has been looking for a job for a long time, you may experience quite remarkable developments this week. You may receive the phone call you've been waiting for. You may receive positive news from an application you previously submitted. A new job opportunity may arise, or an exciting interview may come your way. This period could be particularly favorable for those considering a career change. For Aquarius individuals who are self-employed, entrepreneurial, or freelance, there are also highly productive influences. You may gain new clients, expand your business network, or encounter opportunities to increase your income. Perhaps a project you've been working on for a long time will finally begin to yield results. Maybe a new business connection will open bigger doors than you expected. With Venus and Jupiter together, the potential for harmony and growth in business relationships increases significantly. However, the effects of this conjunction are not limited to career and work life. Because the sixth house also represents health, you may begin to feel better both physically and mentally. If you have been experiencing low energy levels or disruptions in your daily routine lately, this is a very supportive period for addressing these issues. This is an ideal time to start a new diet, exercise regularly, improve your sleep patterns, or adopt new habits to support your health. Small changes you initiate this week could yield significant benefits in the coming months. Perhaps you'll decide to get a health checkup you've been putting off for a long time. Maybe you'll give up some habits that tire you out in your daily life. Or maybe you'll realize you need to value yourself more, because Venus here is trying to improve not only the opportunities in the outside world, but also the relationship you have with your body and soul. For some Aquarius, this influence may also bring technological solutions or new systems that make daily life easier. You might discover an app that will help you do your work faster. You might start working with a new teammate who will help you. An arrangement might be made to lighten your workload. Opportunities that will make your daily life more organized and efficient may come your way. During this process, the sky is giving you an important message. Life doesn't always get easier by working harder. Sometimes establishing the right systems, working with the right people, and taking better care of yourself are as important as success. Perhaps you've taken on too much responsibility lately. Perhaps you've put your own needs second while trying to keep up with everyone. Now, Venus and Jupiter are offering you a chance to breathe a little. You can find solutions that will make your daily life more enjoyable, reduce the burdens on you, and improve your quality of life. Looking at the overall energy of the week, the sky is offering you significant opportunities, especially in the areas of work life, health, daily routine, and quality of life. Therefore, evaluate the offers that come your way. Be open to new beginnings, and don't be afraid of changes that will make your life easier. Remember, dear Aquarians, sometimes big transformations begin with small habits. Sometimes life-changing opportunities don't come in the form of flashy displays, but rather small improvements that enhance our daily lives. This week, the universe may present you with exactly these kinds of opportunities. Trust yourself, trust your efforts, and try to notice the beauty that comes your way. Because the sky is practically telling you, opportunities that will make your life easier are coming. See them, accept them, and don't hesitate to take advantage of them. The steps you take this week can lay the foundation for a much more peaceful, productive, and happy life in the coming months. However, the second half of the week brings more attention-demanding influences, dear Aquarius. On June 11th, Uranus, transiting Gemini in your fifth house, forms a powerful T-square with the North Node in your second house and the South Node in your eighth house. This aspect can bring unexpected developments, especially regarding money, self-worth, investments, shared income, emotional risks, and creative projects. The fifth house represents love life, children, hobbies, creativity, performing, and risk-taking. Uranus is known in astrology as the planet of surprises and sudden changes. Therefore, some Aquarians may experience surprising developments in their love lives. Someone you least expect might confess their feelings, someone you haven't seen in a long time might re-enter your life, or a friendship could suddenly turn into a romantic relationship. Rapid developments are especially likely in emotional matters. For some of you, there may be surprising events related to children. Aquarians with children may experience sudden developments regarding their education, achievements, or future. Unexpected opportunities may also arise for Aquarians involved in creative projects. A long-held idea could suddenly blossom, or an unplanned project could open a new door. However, the real powerful message of this aspect may be creating significant awareness regarding your material and spiritual values. Because while the second house represents your earnings, financial security, and self-worth, the eighth house describes shared income, debts, loans, inheritances, and the resources of others. This is why some Aquarians may confront the question, what do I truly deserve this week? For example, you might realize that you haven't received the reward for your efforts in a job for a long time. You might find yourself constantly giving in a relationship, or you might want to make new decisions to avoid being financially dependent on others. Uranus here wants to liberate you. It's motivating you to dismantle systems that no longer serve you and build a stronger, more independent system in their place. Perhaps you need to change an investment model you've maintained for years, or you might want to diversify your income sources. The idea of creating a new source of income using your skills might suddenly come to mind. The idea of generating income through social media, digital platforms, online courses, content creation, technology, or creative projects could be particularly strong during this period. For some Aquarius individuals, however, this outlook may bring unexpected expenses. Therefore, paying attention to budget your way. Dear Pisces, and those with Pisces rising, this week the sky has so many surprises in store for you that you might find yourself thinking, is this really happening in my life? Especially in the first half of the week, such powerful and lucky influences come into play that the universe may be showering you with gifts in matters of love, happiness, creativity, children, and things that excite your heart. If you've been feeling a bit tired lately, and that the developments you've been waiting for have been delayed, pay attention to the signs this week, because some opportunities may be so important that they could change the course of your life. But first, before we begin the video, I have a small request. If you enjoy my weekly horoscope readings, find them helpful, and follow them regularly every week, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell. Thanks to your support, we can reach many more people and continue to interpret the messages of the sky together. Now, guided by the stars, we step into a new week. Let's see together what the week of June 8th to 14th will bring for you, dear Pisces. One of the most beautiful, lucky, and remarkable celestial events of the week is happening on June 9th, dear Pisces. The conjunction of Venus and Jupiter at 25 degrees of Cancer is taking place in your fifth house. This influence is not just a beautiful energy for a few days, it also carries powerful opportunities that will warm your heart, boost your zest for life, and reconnect you with life. In astrology, the fifth house represents the areas of life where we find pleasure, love, romance, children, creativity, hobbies, performing on stage, self-expression, happiness, and the joy of life are all themes of this house. Venus is the planet of love, beauty, harmony, relationships, and abundance. Jupiter, on the other hand, is considered the planet of greatest luck and growth in astrology. The conjunction of these two benevolent planets creates one of the most positive and supportive energies in the sky. That's why June 9th and the days surrounding it carry effects that can work almost like a miracle for you. Especially if you've been feeling exhausted under the burdens of life lately, this conjunction can give you renewed hope. You may experience heartwarming developments, feeling more valuable, happier, and more visible. Events that excite your heart may occur, and the energy of happiness you've long missed may flow back into your life. If you're single, a new love may knock on your door, dear Pisces. Moreover, even if this meeting seems like a casual encounter at first, it could transform into a much more meaningful story over time. A meeting at a party, in a social setting, among friends, or online could become a beginning that changes your destiny. Especially the probability of meeting someone who understands you emotionally, touches your soul, and makes your heart feel peaceful seems quite high. Some Pisces may experience stronger emotions than they've felt in a long time. A conversation that quickens your heart, an unexpected message, or a sudden closeness may come to the fore. The conjunction of Venus and Jupiter in particular enhances both romance and intimacy in relationships. Therefore, newly started relationships can progress very quickly and develop into a serious bond. For Pisces in relationships, there are also extremely romantic and healing effects. You may receive a wonderful surprise from your partner. You may feel more love, understanding, and intimacy in your relationship. Long-standing issues can be resolved amicably. Resentment can give way to understanding. You can rediscover each other and remember why your relationship is special. For some, this conjunction could even lead to a marriage proposal, an engagement, or a more serious relationship. Especially in long-term relationships, clearer steps towards the future can now be taken. You may share common dreams with your partner and want to build your relationship on a more solid foundation. The fifth house is also connected to children. For Pisces who want to have children, very supportive influences may be at play. Good news may be received, or the idea of expanding the family may become more serious. Pisces who already have children may be proud of their children's successes, experience joyful developments, or receive happy news about their children. This period works extremely powerfully, not only in terms of love and relationships, but also in terms of creativity and talents. Especially if you are involved in writing, music, art, design, social media, content creation, acting, stage work, or creative projects, the sky is supporting you. A project you have been working on for a long time may suddenly attract attention. People may start to notice you. Your talents may become more visible. For example, content you have been preparing for a long time may unexpectedly reach a wide audience. One of your posts may go viral. New opportunities may arise thanks to a talent that attracts people's attention. Some Pisces may grow through social media, receive new job offers, or start earning money from their creative work. Increasing your self-confidence will also be very important during this period, because the conjunction of Venus and Jupiter allows you to not only seize opportunities from the outside world, but also to recognize your own inner light. When you're not afraid to express yourself, life can open many more doors for you. Therefore, try to take advantage of any invitations, offers, social gatherings, and opportunities that come your way around June 9th. Instead of withdrawing into yourself, make an effort to connect with people. Because the sky wants to make you visible, attract people who will make you happy into your life, and bring about developments that will nourish your heart. Dear Pisces, sometimes the most beautiful periods of life begin with a small step. A message, an invitation, a short conversation, or a chance encounter can change your future. This week carries exactly that kind of energy. Don't close your heart, accept the beauty, and trust the opportunities the universe offers you. Because this time, the sky truly wants to make you happy. However, the energy of the sky begins to change a bit in the second half of the week, dear Pisces. On June 11th, Uranus, moving through Gemini in your fourth house, forms a powerful T-square aspect with the north node in your first house and the south node in your seventh house. This aspect may initially create some confusion or unexpected developments, but it actually brings with it very important realizations that will reshape the foundations of your life. In astrology, the fourth house represents home, family, living space, roots, past, sense of belonging, and our inner security. Uranus, on the other hand, describes sudden changes, liberation, unexpected events, and developments that suddenly alter the order of life. Therefore, some Pisces may make sudden decisions about their homes, families, or living arrangements during this period. For example, moving may come up. An unexpected opportunity may arise regarding a home you've been thinking about changing for a long time. You might find a new home, become open to the idea of living in a different city, or want to completely renovate your living environment. Some of you may make significant changes to your home decor, while others may find long unspoken family issues resurfacing. Surprising news from family members could be particularly noteworthy this week. An unexpected development may occur, prompting you to make quick decisions. However, Uranus's influence isn't limited to physical changes in the external world. The real change may be happening within you. Because the North Node is currently transiting your first house, life is demanding that you be more yourself, dear Pisces. It's telling you to make your own decisions, chart your own course, prioritize your own needs, and listen to your own soul rather than the expectations of others. For a long time, you may have put your own desires aside while trying to please those around you. Now the universe is trying to bring you back to yourself. The South Node, on the opposite side, represents past relationship patterns, the habit of constantly acting according to others, the need for approval, and being overly self-sacrificing in relationships. Therefore, Uranus could create a significant turning point here. Especially in relationships, you may begin to see more clearly the dynamics that are tiring you out, draining you, or distancing you from your own identity. Some Pisces may question a long-standing relationship pattern. Those who realize they are always the giving party may feel the need to set boundaries. Pisces who have constantly postponed their own happiness may begin to seriously ask themselves, what do I want, for the first time? During this process, some relationships may transform, some bonds may strengthen, while others may go in a completely different direction. For example, a Pisces who has been trying to please everyone for years might, for the first time, prioritize their own happiness. Someone who has constantly acted according to the decisions of others may now want to take control of their own life. Perhaps you can make a courageous decision about something you've been afraid of until now and start charting your own path. At first, these changes may feel a little surprising or unsettling, because Uranus shakes up the old routines in our lives and takes us to a new level of consciousness. But remember, the North Node is trying to guide you towards the future you should have. The awareness you're experiencing now can ensure that your life is built on a much more solid foundation in the future. During this process, it will be very important to balance family, relationships, and personal goals. When making some decisions, try to listen to both your heart and your mind. Instead of acting on emotional reactions, focus on understanding what will truly make you happy. Looking at the general energy of the week, we see that you are under extremely supportive influences in terms of love, happiness, creativity, and enjoying life. In particular, the Venus-Jupiter conjunction on June 9th may attract heartwarming developments into your life. In addition, you may experience significant realizations concerning the fundamental structures of your life and make powerful decisions that will shape your future. Especially around June 9th,
Don't underestimate the opportunities that come your way, dear Pisces, because sometimes the biggest changes in life are hidden in seemingly small moments. A message, a short conversation, a new acquaintance, or a small decision could be the beginning of very big changes in the coming months. This week, the sky is offering you opportunities that will both warm your heart and reshape your future.
Allow happiness to come, accept the beauty that comes with love, and be open to the surprises life offers you, because the universe may now be preparing you for a stronger, freer, and happier life. Until we meet again in the next weekly horoscope, dear Pisces, stay with love, stay with hope, and may your light and luck always be with you.